You Damn Duke is an unemployed guy with no special talents, barely surviving through endless job interviews just to get by day to day. One day, out of frustration, he looked up to the gods angrily and ended up getting struck by lightning and knocked unconscious. When he woke up, a status window floated before his eyes saying he had been hired as a part-time employee for the gods. You Damn Duck's life had always been a series of misfortunes and uncertainties. He sat through a strange interview where the cold interviewer asked about water filtration mechanisms. You Damn Duck quickly answered that he would use the company's own filter. But before he could finish, he was cut off by the next question about his motivation to apply, leaving his face frozen since he had no valid reason at all. Then the interviewer stared straight at him and mercilessly said, "Aren't you ashamed?" The entire room suddenly fell silent. You Damn Duck was stunned, his face full of question marks, unable to believe the guy just said that. He tapped on the table, his expression full of disdain, as he once again mocked You Damn Duck, saying he had no talent whatsoever and questioned why he applied to such a big corporation. Even though they had posted the job ad, these guys were now mocking the applicants. You Damn Duck clenched his pants tightly. He was tired of this damn talent talk. After the existence of dungeons was revealed, the hidden abilities within people surfaced. These were called talents. Along with that, civilization developed to its peak. Many believed talent was a blessing for humanity, and our main character once believed that too, until he realized he had no talent at all. Back to the present, the interviewers kept mocking him, calling him a talentless person who didn't fit their company. You Damn Duke sighed at their unethical comments. He refused to hold back any longer. If they didn't accept him, then he sure as hell didn't want them. You Damn Duck exposed the fake faces of those guys who spoke discriminatory words to the untalented. The interviewer was immediately speechless, as if hit in the heart. You Damn Duke was fed up with their attitude of talented ones are kings and the rest are their slaves. If he spoke out, they would swarm to lecture him, making his ears itch. They accused him of low behavior, but never looked at themselves. You Damn Duck wasn't someone easy to bully. He honestly voiced the feelings of the talentless. We all want to be treated with respect. Everyone has their own ego. You Damn Duck demanded an apology. Upon hearing this, the arrogant guys laughed maniacally. They didn't think they were wrong, but still demanded he leave and forced him to apologize. Seeing their arrogant faces, You Damn Duck slowly stood up to give them one more chance. But the result was the same. Now You Damn Duck played his trump card. The entire conversation had been recorded by him. Holding it in his hand, You Damn Duck sneered, exposing their wrongdoings. Discrimination against the untalented, misleading job announcements. No longer arrogant, the interviewer nervously tried to excuse himself with a ridiculous reason that he just wanted to lighten the dull atmosphere. But this body had endured so much mockery already. There was no way he would let it slide so easily. You Damn Duck firmly turned and walked away, ignoring their attempts to apologize. One guy tried to apologize, but Damn Duck sharply brushed away the dirty hand that reached out. He sternly reminded them of their earlier words and challenged if they dared repeat them before the Human Rights Committee. The three of them froze on the spot, their careers ruined by their own terrible attitudes. The sky today remained just as clear and blue, but it seemed You Damn Duke was still very upset about what happened earlier. He might not have talent, but he sure has a sharp tongue. You Damn Duck's phone had already sent a report to the Human Rights Committee. He continued to complain about what he considered ridiculous talent. At the same time, a voice sounded. "Oh no, the main character is just unbelievably unlucky." You Damn Duck was still mad from before and now stepped on gum. He stomped repeatedly, blaming whoever chewed the gum for not being responsible and throwing it into the trash properly. You Damn Duck could easily win the title of the unluckiest main character of the year. Just faced two disasters, now comes the third one, getting splashed right in the face with water. The guys watering plants by the road scratched their heads, apologizing for their carelessness. But You Damn Duke was so used to his bad luck that he just stood there like a lost soul. He stared blankly up into the deep sky. The scorching summer heat today suddenly felt hotter than usual. The sky quickly turned toward evening. You Damn Duck finally returned to his room after 7/7/49 disasters. He stood dazed in front of the window, then sat down and saw a pile of filth from some drunkards dumped by the window, just accepting his unlucky fate. You Damn Duck was cleaning while talking on the phone with his mother. He sat down cheerfully, trying to seem okay. While asking if the hospital food was all right, his mother blamed herself for making him struggle so much. His mother believed that if they paid back all the money You Damn Duke had borrowed, who he borrowed from, the audience didn't know, but You Damn Duke didn't like that person. He angrily shouted, "Mom, don't mention his name!" It turned out to be You Damn Duke's uncle. but he still hated him for not paying back right away and fleeing abroad. Then Yu Dam-duk calmed down and said he wasn't angry and apologized to his mother for raising his voice. Afterwards, he reassured his mother that he was okay, though in truth he was struggling a lot. Sitting in the empty room, he comforted his mother that everything was going smoothly and promised to see her later. After hanging up, Yu Dam-duk left the room with a troubled expression. He opened a pack of cigarettes. Maybe only this could ease his sorrow now. But it seemed like fate wanted to take away all his chances to survive, even putting out the cigarette right before his mouth with rain. Clearly it had been sunny all along, only when Yu Dam-duk was about to light up. Suddenly it poured like a flood. He felt like the whole world was mocking him. In anger, Yu Dam-duk threw away the lighter. He angrily looked up at the sky, expressing his rage, because his life had already been miserable enough. Then loudly cursing, Yu Dam-duk cursed God because he didn't care if gods were real or not. His fists, filled with sorrow, struck the ground. He didn't want to live like this and didn't deserve to go through it. Yu Dam-duk's tears mixed with the raindrops. He wanted someone to take responsibility. Perhaps that rage reached the ears of God. A huge thunderbolt suddenly appeared right before Yu Dam-duk's eyes. But now I'm not afraid of anyone anymore. He raised his middle finger in a friendly, challenging greeting. Damn it, what the hell are you doing? Just eat me already. After venting his anger, Yu Dam-duk's face brightened miraculously. And without a doubt, the big lightning struck straight at our unlucky protagonist. Immediately, he felt death was near, a sudden death. Lying in the yard with lightning still flowing through him, he was worried about his mother if he died. What would happen to her? But if the protagonist died so early, how could there be an interesting story to watch? His consciousness gradually blurred and then came back. Yu Dam-duk felt like he had come back from the dead, not knowing who he was or where he was. Lying comfortably in the yard, he still couldn't believe he was alive. The sky was still clear and blue, only now there was a familiar-looking system appearing out of nowhere. Yu Dam-duk froze, stunned, leaning back to look up, not understanding what the hell this was. On it appeared a recruitment notification. The gods are waiting for you. Outside, the rain still dripped lightly. The window in Yu Dam-duk's room remained slightly open. He sat in his room holding his head, very confused, not sure if gods really existed. The phone's screen was completely shattered after the lightning strike just now. Yu Dam-duk didn't deny the existence of gods, but he also didn't accept that gods existed. Looking at his hands, he was even more amazed, because usually anyone struck by lightning would be burnt to a crisp. But now he was still alive, even without a scratch. Aside from that, there's also this annoying system block constantly showing the recruitment message. Yu Dam-duk muttered to himself that it looked just like the status windows of those with innate talents. A flash of an idea struck his mind. He thought maybe he was now in a new position, granted some talent after that lightning strike. Thinking that, he decided to check it out. Yu Dam-duk cleared his throat and called up the status window, though he wasn't sure if it was one, and of course it wasn't a proper status window, so there was no response. Then Yu Dam-duk realized that, and he thought it looked like some kind of job recruitment notice. Just as he interrupted himself, the system emitted a strange blue light from one of them. Now it evolved into dozens of them, as if he had landed on a completely different planet. The system was so numerous that it lit up the entire room. Yu Dam-duk realized it was actually a part-time job recruitment notice. He smiled wryly, marveling that his life ultimately revolved around part-time jobs. Laughing, Yu Dam-duk then sighed helplessly at his messed-up life. Then he thought seriously again, realizing he had nothing to lose, so if there was a chance, he should just go for it. Yu Dam-duk looked at the system and saw it was dividing into detailed categories. He randomly selected a resume button. Immediately, the blue color changed to red, warning that Yu Dam-duk lacked divine power. He was puzzled, not knowing what divine power was, and the system explained it right away. It's an energy used by gods. After reading that, Yu Dam-duk sighed. How could a mere mortal like him have any of that? He didn't even have talent, let alone divine power. Then Yu Dam-duk fell into thought because there was no sign of danger. He wondered if this might be something that could change his life. Lowering his hand, Yu Dam-duk showed determination to give it a try. He thought it was like some job search apps. Touching the system, it displayed a message searching for part-time jobs. After searching for a while, he saw the phrase "no divine power required," and his eyes lit up. It was a job building the Mias gas dungeon requiring no divine power. Yu Dam-duk quickly chose it. Immediately, job details appeared. Tho was recruiting manpower to build a dungeon as long as the workers could do manual labor and work hard. Hearing the word dungeon, Yu Dam-duk immediately imagined a place full of monsters everywhere. He covered his mouth wide-eyed, unable to believe a dungeon was created by the gods. But setting that aside, you damn Duke noticed the job's wage was 12 Tho coins. Looking at it, he wasn't sure if it could be converted into human currency, but knowing Tho was the supreme king, he bet the Tho coins had high value. So you damn Duck immediately pressed the accept button. He decided to go all in. A great light from the system enveloped him. At that moment, the light shot straight up to the sky, finally piercing through a large tree. You damn Duck was transported here in a rough manner. His feet touched the ground before he could gather his senses. Just moments ago, clean and fresh now, he was filthy and confused. Standing before the strange scenery, you damn Duck didn't know what had just happened. He thought he was dreaming because he had never seen a place like this before. Still believing this was a lucid dream, you damn Duck didn't notice a creature stalking behind him. It sped up and lunged at him. Hearing the noise, you damn Duke glanced back. Just then its teeth nearly grazed his face. Facing this disgusting creature, you damn Duke shut his eyes, accepting his fate. Suddenly, a huge hand blocked it in time, preventing it from harming him. You damn Duck was amazed once again when he saw another person appear. A muscular figure with bulging muscles. He easily subdued this creature like it was a mosquito. Then his eyes focused on you damn Duke. Upon seeing him, the man recognized you damn Duke as a new employee, but you damn Duke was intimidated by his imposing figure. It turned out this was Tho the god, the Norse thunder god and son of Odin. A light pat on the shoulder from Tho startled you damn Duck. Then he hoisted the small you damn Duke up and carried him to the workplace. You damn Duck now took a closer look at the god Tho with his massive muscular body and thick beard. He even recognized the hammer that Johia's younger brother carried at his side. Only at this point did he believe that this was the real Tho. Then God Tho confidently started a conversation saying he was a god from Asia based on his appearance. You damn Duck widened his eyes, surprised that Tho actually thought he was a real god. Then he noticed two other gods. There wasn't a single human here. You damn Duck suddenly realized he was the only human here. He boldly claimed to be a god originating from a small mountain. God Tho laughed excitedly, grabbed you damn Duke's hair in a friendly way, thinking he was a mountain god helping people in trouble. But then God Tho noticed his clothes and thought he was too absorbed in human culture. You damn Duck panicked, not knowing how to explain, and then laughed loudly, saying he often came down the mountain to learn more about human needs. God Tho believed him and asked if he was capable of doing work. He grinned slyly and said you damn Duck's job was to create a place where humans suffer. You damn Duck forced a smile and admitted he could do it. Then he asked if you damn Duke knew about the labyrinth of the Minotaur, the half-man, half-bull monster from Greek mythology. You damn Duck said he knew. Hearing this, God Tho smiled mysteriously, making you damn Duck confused. Suddenly, a bright light appeared, catching his attention. A strong, golden light enveloped the area, along with birds spreading their wings and flying. Both of them stood before a labyrinth, the idea behind creating this dungeon. And you damn Duck would have to build the labyrinth with the gods. You damn Duck looked up in awe, truly amazing. At that moment, a guard approached, calling, "Hey, new guy, hurry up, we have work over here." You damn Duck heard this and followed. "Yes, I'm coming." Inside, an announcement sounded, "Area E6 needs cart support." 3 demons gathered nearby answered, on the way while the newcomer was crawling out of a pit. As you damn Duck sat eating with his colleagues, a call came into Area E1 need manpower support. He hurriedly responded, causing food to spray out of his mouth everywhere. When the guard was about to announce for Area C2, you damn Duck suddenly appeared and laughed creepily. "I'm here," scaring the guard, who shouted and almost soiled himself. Seeing him turn to leave, the guard warned, "Working too hard, huh? Watch out, don't fall into any pits or ditches around here." You damn Duck slung his stick over his shoulder, turned and grinned. "If I fall, remember to save me." He went to the work area, saw the bald demon standing with his hands on his hips, mumbling at the boxes. "All right, this should do." You damn Duck set down the box and asked, "Are we done yet? Done?" The demon turned and praised, "Yeah, well done." "What do you think?" You damn Duck punched his shoulder with a bright smile. "Ha ha, after all, it's just simple manual labor." The bald demon led the way. "Looks like we're done here. Let's go to the cart and rest a bit. We'll use it to get to the next location." You damn Duck followed behind, curiously looking around. The two sat on the cart together, and the demon suddenly asked, "Are all Asian gods as enthusiastic as you?" You damn Duck hesitated before replying, "Well, doesn't it depend on their personality?" The bald demon didn't hold back praise, saying many compliments about you damn Duck were heard everywhere. You damn Duck scratched his head and smiled shyly. Really, so embarrassing. But inside he was thrilled, thinking, isn't that just me? You damn duck with 200% social skills. You damn duck looked at the bald demon with affectionate eyes. He praised himself. Would this count as talent? Socializing with the gods here would bring benefits. The cart stopped, and the demon turned and waved his hand. Let's get off. We have to walk from here. The demon patted the cart dog's belly and said something confusing. The traps we set will be useless if we let this fool do the work. As you damn duck got off the cart, he heard this traps. Struggling to carry a box, the demon turned and reminded, look carefully where you're going to step. He pointed down at a marking on the ground. See that? That's a trap sign. You always have to watch them closely. He stood with hands on hips, pointing to spots with traps. Here and here, oh, and that one too. You damn duck couldn't help but exclaim, almost tricked me there. The bald demon turned back and asked, is this the first time you've seen them? Consider this experience a lesson for you. He carried the box while chatting with you damn duke. You know gods at higher tiers need challenges with humans. Gods at lower tiers like us don't have things like that. That forces us to do these kinds of jobs to make a living. The bald demon chatted cheerfully. Dungeons have to be built continuously, creating an endless amount of work for us. Struggling with the box, you damn duke asked, endless, you say? He turned around, pointing to the room where a group of people just came out, and to another room that started being built just minutes ago and must be finished by now, saying, go check it out. You damn duck entered and was amazed. He couldn't believe his eyes, a stone room this size built in just a few minutes. He thought for a moment, confused. It's so big, what did they use to build something this large? You damn duck put the box down as the bald demon reminded him, leave it here. He used a knife to pry open the box. This thing would make the place worthy of a god's challenge. You damn duck tapped the round stone inside the box a few times. The bald demon quickly explained it might look like an ordinary stone, but spiders will come out of it. He gestured to a bunch of eggs. Once they hatch, this dungeon will definitely be quite troublesome. Hearing this, you damn duck was worried. Curiously, he peeked into a nearby box. What kind of monster is this, a creature that's part lizard god and part blindfolded human placed in... That box, don't you know it's a lizard god? You damn duck reached out to touch it, quite intrigued. Why is this part transparent? The bald demon saw his fidgeting hand and immediately warned, be careful, it's not fully formed yet, and that spot is its weak point. You damn duck scratched his head, giving a sheepish smile. Oh, I didn't know that. He gently reminded, let it rest there. We have to move on to the next room. The bald demon pushed the door open and introduced, this is a goblin hideout camp. You damn duck looked inside curiously as the demon explained, while walking humans who get here are close to the final destination. Following behind you damn duck's side, it's really cold here. Suddenly something made him stop. A monster with a human-like body and wild hair was hiding inside. Its whole body was greenish with a long pointed nose. The monster opened its eyes wide and stared outside, then lunged out, sticking out a long tongue, scaring you damn duck, who stared wide-eyed, nearly wetting his pants. After the scare, it laughed joyfully, leaving you damn duck frozen, still trying to recover. The bald demon laughed hard, surprised. Don't worry, it's just playing around a bit. You damn duck felt teased and blushed angrily. Looking at the grinning monster in the cave, he added, but once the dungeon is finished, it's a different story. These guys are very smart and agile, so fighting them is pretty tough. You damn duck frowned deeply, then finally replied, yes, that's true. The two stopped before a giant door with a bull's head mounted on it. This was the end of the maze. You damn duck's eyes went wide, looking up, meaning, this place is the bald demon pointed upward and introduced, yes, this place is for that huge bull's head watching over them. Boss, God Tho opened the door and came out cheerfully greeting, hey, mountain god! He clasped his hands behind his back, smiling as he asked how the work was going. I've heard many compliments about you. Both bowed in salute. You damn duke replied softly, well, thanks to your kindness and care, God. Tho stroked his beard approvingly. A smooth talker who knows how to make everything more formal. I like that. The bald demon raised his hand to report, yes, we're only one step away now. Hearing that, he smiled happily, good, very good. God Tho pulled out a huge hammer with a red ruby on the handle, then laughed as he raised it. Should we let the low-level gods off work now? Seeing that you damn duke turned pale and stammered, wait a minute. What's with the hammer? God Tho laughed heartily again. Well done, mountain god. Next time you see me, remember to give me some tips on Asian-style dungeons. Goodbye. A piercing scream echoed through the space. Yu Damn Duke collapsed, clutching his chest and groaning. Damn, that way of letting us off work was brutal. I almost thought he was punishing me for lying about being a god. Yu Damn Duck raised his hand, looked at it, and laughed heartily, but these things were all real. He rubbed his forehead, his eyes shining brightly. It wasn't a dream or hallucination, but a true awakening. Yu Damn Duck jumped up, screaming like a madman, finally awake. The God System notification appeared. Yu Damn Duck, your salary has been sent. Would you like to check it? His face turned as pale as a frog's butt when he saw the message on the salary system screen. Yu Damn Duck's trembling hand pressed the button on the screen. Let's see what's here. The system message changed, loading the god's shop. He opened his eyes wide in surprise. Damn, what the heck is this? First appeared was the spear of the almighty god Odin, with a special feature that always hits the target. Second was a coat made from a bunch of fur with 3 fangs in the middle, a lion wedge armor that can nullify all physical attacks. The third item was a gold necklace with a red gem in the center that looked like an eye, the Freha necklace with the ability to travel through space. Yu Damn Duck looked at the items on the system board and guessed this must be a shop for gods. The next item appeared a card with a shadow and lightning bolts all around it, the power of the Thunder God. Cards with the remaining powers appeared one by one. The power of HFA Estus Flame, the power of Ares Destruction. He wondered to himself, what if he could buy all of these? Just thinking about it, Yu Damn Duke imagined people cheering for him, fully capable of becoming a god in human form. The more he imagined, the more saliva he produced, and the fan blowing on him made it worse. Yu Damn Duck turned off. The fan rubbed his wrist and smiled confidently. His life was about to change. But soon his face fell like a soaked rag. He didn't have enough money. Yu Damn Duck sighed in frustration. All right. Looking at the bright red system notification board, Yu Damn Duke finally realized life's truth. Even the cheapest item cost $70K, way too expensive. He drooped, propping his chin up, scrolling through the system board. How could he buy anything with this? Suddenly, Yu Damn Duck accidentally hovered over an item. He jumped up, eyes wide, staring at the talent. Yu Damn Duck grabbed his hair, staring at the system board, trembling all over, drooling. They sell talents, so all he has to do is buy the right one, right? That's absolutely perfect for someone like me. He bit his nails thoughtfully. The price was more important. The system board now showed the price of the SS level talent 12 Thu. Seeing that, Yu Damn Duck's eyes popped as if he wanted to crawl inside the system board. 12 Thu. Those things just now were 70K Thu, and talents only cost 12 Thu. The system board then displayed a long message. Best God, someday you might want to sell this. Who would want to buy something a mortal can use? Holy toe right, sorry. Seller, please post some new powers. What the god wants to buy is powers, not talents. After reading that, he sighed gloomily. Oh, it's because no one buys them. Suddenly, Yu Damn Duck shouted loudly, pressing his face close to the system screen. Really? Still. This is SS level. S level, exactly what I need. He selected a certain talent to check it out. Ah, here it is, SS level swordsmanship talent. Yu Damn Duck stroked his chin, smiling satisfied. Thinking back, he really liked swords when he was a kid. His nostrils steamed like a train. Yu Damn Duck firmly pressed the button on the screen. No need to think twice. Buy it now. Light surrounded him. The system notification displayed, you have successfully purchased the SS level swordsmanship talent. Yu Damn Duck looked at his hands, confused if it would really work. He clenched his fists proudly, saying to himself, I suffered so much with only an F-level talent. Now it's so easy to get an SS-level talent. The system displayed a chest full of gold coins. Congratulations on successfully purchasing your first item. Event 1+1. Especially today, we will give you a gift of the same level as the item you purchased. Yu Damn Duck read the notification and held his mouth, tears welling up as if someone had summoned his soul, another SS level. Oh my God. He muttered to himself. Let's see. Without much thought, he immediately selected the SS combat talent. I'll choose this one. Yu Damn Duke jumped up and shouted, Now I can use both. Suddenly, his vision blurred, his body staggered. Before Yu Damn Duck's eyes, the world was spinning. As he was about to fall, he reached out to grab something. Yu Damn Duke collapsed onto the floor. What is happening? His face twisted like a monkey's butt trying to endure. My whole body hurts so much. Yu Damn Duke lay collapsed on the floor. He gritted his teeth. The system notification appeared. adjusting your body strength according to your talent. His hands trembled, veins gradually appeared, enhancing his respiratory system. It spread gradually to his face in a terrifying way, strengthening his muscles. Yu Dam Duke's vision darkened, only the system's voice ringing persistently in his ears. You have successfully enhanced your body strength. You have succeeded. He was in a daze. Yu Dam Duke seemed to see his mother in front of him. Son. He vaguely called out to his mother. His mother's hand gently reached down as if to stroke his face. I'm sorry, son. Sorry that you have a sick mother who has made you suffer like this. He hurriedly stopped her. Mom, please don't say that anymore. It's okay now. Now I have talents. Wait a minute. A voice sounded as if reminding Yu Dam Duke. You can't have everything so easily. Yu Dam Duke's face was sluggish, mumbling like a fool. Talent. He slowly sat up, gently massaging his neck and shoulders. Damn, when did I fall asleep? I thought I saw my mother in a blur. After talking to himself for a while, Yu Dam Duke suddenly realized something. Wait, was it all just a dream? He quickly opened the status window. The system immediately displayed Yu Dam Duke's information name, Yu Dam Duke human occupation, lowest level god talents, SS swordsmanship talent, SS combat talent. Yu Dam Duke read carefully and realized lowest level god. So that's why he could work in the dungeon. He leaned back against the wall and sighed in satisfaction. A talentless person like me becoming a god. Life really does have some compensation. Yu Dam Duke took out his shattered phone to see who was calling. It was his mother. He happily answered, Mom, I have good news. Before he could brag, he received a strange message from his mother. Dam Duke, don't come to the hospital today, okay? Curious, he asked. Is something wrong, Mom? Yu Dam Duke's mother didn't answer but repeated, just listen to me and don't come, okay? Don't worry about me. Yu Dam Duke still wouldn't give up and asked again. Why? Why don't you want me to come? But this time the person who answered wasn't her. Hello, is this the guardian of Mrs. Young Wai? Yu Dam Duke didn't understand but politely replied, Yes, that's me. The person on the other end continued, We are in a bad situation, so I can't give you details. This is a sign of a dungeon appearing near the hospital. He was shaken hearing those words. The person on the other end seemed unaware of the oddity. We inform you, but we can't predict anything about the patient. The phone was left hanging in the room. The voice on the other end kept repeating steadily, From now until the situation improves, no one is allowed to enter the hospital. The person on the other end, not receiving a reply from Yu Dam Duke, felt confused. Hello, sir. Yu Dam Duke panicked and ran out of the house like crazy. Yu Dam Duke was sweating profusely. At that moment, all he could think about was his mother. His mother was at the scene, thunder-roaring helicopters buzzing overhead. A reporter urgently reported, I am currently at the scene. As you can see, there are signs of an impending dungeon at every corner. A soldier in the army shouted through a loudspeaker, warning everyone, This is a restricted area. Everyone please step back. A vehicle braked sharply near a curve. Yu Dam Duke hurried out. He quickly looked around. From afar, he saw a soldier standing on top of a bus holding a loudspeaker saying something. Meanwhile, people around were still laughing and chatting carefree as if nothing was happening. Yu Dam Duke was confused, not understanding what was going on. What are these things? At that moment, the system popped up again. Combat focus skill activated. Suddenly, he heard this distant soldier's warning, fall back. At the same time, Yu Dam Duke's vision gradually became clearer. He could clearly see the face of the soldier giving the order even from Saw Tit, fall back immediately. This is a no-entry zone. Yu Dam Duke suddenly realized, I can see the man's details from afar. Voices echoed around him from somewhere unknown. Did you hear the government is gathering all the hunters in the city? That was the conversation between two soldiers in the distance. Do you think there are 8-star hunters here? The other replied. I heard there are. They said now is when dangerous dungeons appear. Yu Dam Duke felt surrounded by whispers all around. What if something bad happens? Hey, take a picture of me to post. I don't think anything bad will happen. Okay, got it. Let me through, please tell us what's going on. Yu Dam Duke held his head in suspicion. What? Is this a skill, or is it from the talent I just bought? But he quickly remembered the reason he came here. This is not the time to think, I have to get into the hospital. Yu Dam Duke tried to push inside, approaching a soldier in the army. Sorry, my family is in there, I have to get in. The soldier immediately refused. No, there are signs of a labyrinth in this dungeon, so we can't let you in. He was stunned hearing this. A labyrinth. The sky seemed to crack open at this moment. Something happened that made both the soldier and Udamduk stare in shock toward one side. A terrifying power shot straight down from the sky. Everyone around panicked like a hive disturbed, pushing and scrambling to get away. Ah, get out of the way! Udamduk gritted his teeth, trying to hold his ground. Sharp screams pierced the air like a nightmare. After some time passed, he gradually regained consciousness. Around Udamduk was now a scene of ruin and destruction. He painfully sat up still, not fully recovered from the earlier terror. What the hell is going on? Suddenly, Udamduk froze. Before his eyes appeared a huge black mass amidst the dirt and dust. Udamduk vaguely felt that thing was very familiar. Wait, maybe that black mass is becoming clearer. It's a space gate resembling a giant eye, no way. He was dumbfounded, realizing it was the dungeon he had constructed. At the castle construction site, Udamduk carried his axe on his hip, looking around. Damn it, now I like seeing it like this, quite magnificent and splendid. He sighed. It's just that he hadn't realized it until now. Suddenly, Udamduk became alarmed. What's going on now? He recalled seeing the giant space gate when he first saw it here. Udamduk was puzzled why that thing was here. He was startled to see a man fall right beside him. Udamduk hurriedly helped the man up and threw the man's arm over his shoulder. Sir, are you okay? The man didn't answer his question, but warned they had to evacuate immediately. Udamduk sensed something behind him. He quickly pushed the man away. A flash of light shot between the two of them. Udamduk collapsed to the ground. He was stunned to see a sword embedded in the wall. A sword. A painful groan rang out, making Udamduk startle and look over. A skinny man was lying on the ground. His whole body trembled violently. The man struggled to say each word, run. The lizard god is chasing them. It crushed the man underfoot as Udamduk looked on in shock. He watched the lizard god leader raise his sword high, signaling the others behind to charge forward. You're the lizard god! Seeing this, the army commander immediately ordered, the lizard god has appeared at the main road, open fire. The lizard gods ignored the gunfire like they were deaf, charging through the bullets accompanied by continuous screams all around. Udamduk hid behind the overturned car, watching the bullet storm unfolding, and shouted in panic, There's someone over there! A lizard man holding a sword rushed toward him, its eyes full of murderous intent, swinging the sword at Udamduk, who panicked, not knowing where to hide. At that moment, the system panel appeared, activating the combat focus skill. A surge of power flowed from Udamduk's eyes. The power enveloped the sword, stopping it before it could stab him. The power slowed down everything in front of Udamduk. Just as the sword's tip appeared right before his eyes, Udamduk easily caught it with his hand. He stared in shock at his hand tightly gripping the blade. Udamduk held his wrist tightly, looking back and forth between the sword and his hand. He gasped in amazement. Did I really catch that? Then Udamduk noticed something on the other side. A lizard man was preparing to charge toward the uncle from before. Seeing the man in pain, not paying attention to the approaching lizard man, Udamduk hurriedly shouted, Uncle, be careful! Udamduk gritted his teeth and rushed out, calling out, Uncle, the military is watching this area too! His steps were swift and light, as if gliding over the road. Damn it! Udamduk risked everything to hug the lizard man. Wait, don't shoot! A soldier urgently announced over the radio, There's a civilian right in front of us. The soldier beside him wondered if that person was a hunter. They watched Udamduk surrounded by lizardmen, puzzled by his reckless action. Even if he was a hunter, would he really rush out there unarmed? He was trembling like a leaf in the siege, his face pale as a frog's belly. Only now did Udamduk belatedly realize he had been too angry and foolish. What should he do now? When the lizard man lunged to slash him, its mouth wide open, its long tongue hanging out. Udamduk gasped, shouting, Oh, I'm sorry! The system alert flashed, saving him. The talent was activated, combat focus engaged. His body suddenly felt weightless, slowly rising up. Udamduk was still dazed, not understanding what was happening. Hey! The lizard man lunged from behind, still determined to stab him. Udamduk's body instinctively dodged, surprising him. What's that? Is this the combat focus skill? It felt like I'd drunk a dozen cups of coffee. Udamduk's eyes shone brightly. He could clearly see every movement. He shouted joyfully. That meant Udamduk flew forward without waiting. Udamduk moved like lightning, tightly clenching his fists to strike the lizard man. Suddenly, his hand acted strangely. The system flashed red. Every punch targeted the lizard man's vital points. Udamduk gently threw it far away over a kilometer. He was astonished to see his hand surrounded by a source of energy. It was working. You Damn Duck felt confident as he saw two lizardmen charging toward him at once. Okay, now only two left. The lizardmen with fierce, murderous eyes charged forward, accompanied by piercing screams. You Damn Duck bent down lightly, dodging the sword's blade. He glanced up, spreading his legs to gain momentum. You Damn Duck spun and kicked the lizard man straight in the face. A long-haired lizard man was sneaking up behind him. The terrifying sound of a sword scraping the ground. It gave him goosebumps. He glanced down to see it fiercely dragging the blue sword in its hand. The lizard man swung hard, trying to slash You Damn Duke. It growled angrily as it looked up. You Damn Duke flipped over its head as if teasing it. Then You Damn Duke gathered strength and stomped straight on the lizard man's head, sending it face first into the ground. The soldiers watching this scene gaped in disbelief. Their eyes stayed fixed on him, unable to believe it. One soldier nervously asked the man beside him, "Did that young guy just defeat those lizardmen with his bare hands?" The soldier next to him stammered, I think so." Suddenly, a long-haired man appeared out of nowhere, startling the soldier. He called out loudly towards You Damn Duke. "Hey, you which guild are you from?" The calm man approached him. Behind him were two men wearing masks and black cloaks. "You're a new face, but you're pretty good." The man extended his hand to introduce himself. "I'm Gung Duke from the Sang-Gun Guild." Gung Duke didn't give up and continued. "No one from any guild would come here alone. Are you a lone hunter?" You Damn Duke reached out to shake his hand. He hesitated before answering. "Ah, yes, I guess you could say that." The man gestured behind him, then asked for his opinion. "We're here to clear out this dungeon, so do you want to come with us?" You Damn Duke flinched sharply when he heard that word, dungeon. He looked at the spatial gate in front of him and realized the problem. "That's right, I'm no longer an ordinary person." You Damn Duck looked towards the nearby hospital. "The monsters will keep coming out if we don't stop them here." His hands trembled. Finally, You Damn Duck clenched his fists determinedly. "All right, no problem." His face was full of resolve. "Let's go." The group headed into a pitch-black tunnel. You Damn Duck reached out to touch the tunnel door. He cautiously looked back at the group. "This way." Gung Duke glanced to signal the man behind. You Damn Duck noticed the knife the man was secretly holding. "Glad I still remember this place. Of course, I've been in and out of here thousands of times." You Damn Duck hesitated, then called him back. Wait. Gung Duke tilted his head. What's up?" He seriously made a proposal. "From here on out, I'll lead the way." Hearing this, one of the hunters straightened up. "What? How dare you look here? Sir, a lone hunter." "I don't know where you came from, but we have government orders. Understand?" You Damn Duke ignored the other man and explained to Gung Duke. "From here on, there will be pits and traps. That's why I'm telling you." The man crossed his arms and laughed confidently. "Thanks for your concern. Our elite teams have already cleared the path." You Damn Duke picked up a rock and said absent-mindedly, "Oh, really?" He casually threw the rock into the tunnel. It hit something. Something popped up from the ground, shattering the rock. The group was stunned by the scene. You Damn Duck looked at the blades protruding. Calmly, he said, "We can be sure your elite team never went down this path." He pointed to a seal on the ground and explained, "This trap is triggered by compression. The spearheads are made from a special alloy, meaning they can pierce through armor like it's foam. Simple but deadlier than you think." Gung Duke rubbed his chin, puzzled. "But how do you know this?" You Damn Duck froze for 5 seconds. "All right, if I said they know I helped build this dungeon, I don't think I'd be safe." He didn't dare turn around. Sweat poured down. In You Damn Duck's mind, everything was working at full speed. I guess you can think of it as a personal secret." He signaled the people behind. He cautiously stepped forward. Gung Duke saw Damn Duck go to the wall to grab a torch and was curious. What's going on? He turned back to warn, "It's going to get more dangerous from here." You Damn Duck took the torch and led the way. Suddenly, something made Gung Duke and the others gape. Everyone he raised the torch high, revealing a huge door carved with a spider. You Damn Duck warned, "Better protect yourselves." A foot crushed the spider, followed by a curse. "Die, you damn spider." The hunter pulled his leg up his face like a dog's snarl. "Damn it, it's all over my foot." The man next to him was restless. "At this rate, will we all end up grilled meat?" He turned and scolded, "Were you asleep during the briefing? The webs were spread everywhere, forming a network and a trap simultaneously. The easiest way is to burn them all. Two men whispered closely, but those were the words from one of them. Can we really trust him? He might be a spy from another guild trying to stop us from attacking this dungeon. Yu Duke walked ahead helplessly. I can hear everything. Don't you know? His face grew serious as he looked inside. Inside, there is a room full of cobwebs. This is the room. It is where I placed countless boxes filled with spider eggs. Yu Duck lit a fire and smiled wickedly. I know. We've secured all the spider hideouts, but no need to waste effort like this. I will turn them all into roasted spiders. I'll be rewarded for working hard instead of being lazy. The supporter immediately suggested a plan bringing the torch closer to the spider webs. They must have spun webs all over the place. Now let's burn this area and move on. The system notification popped up again. The combat focus skill A has been activated. Someone wrapped in spider webs was trying to call for help. Is anyone here? A faint voice as if near death. Help me, please. His eyes lit up, seeming to hear the cry for help. Yu Duck tapped the black-clad man's shoulder to stop him wait. His eyes flashed as he carefully surveyed the surroundings. I don't think we should use fire. Someone is in this place. Duke clasped his hands behind his back, instructing the black-clad group there are signs of survivors inside the stone rooms. Our priority now is to rescue the survivors. He ordered strictly to arrange the formation. When entering, maintain a defensive formation. We don't know the exact location of the bugs, so we need to limit the use of wide-area attacks. Also, Duke's eyes glanced at Yu Duck with curiosity. I don't know how you do it, but that young man seems to know the survivors' location. Support team, follow his lead. Yu Duck widened his eyes in shock. You want me to be the commander? I've never been in this position before. While the black-clad group whispered among themselves, a strange girl appeared standing there. He raised his hand to negotiate. Wait a moment. Then a voice interrupted Mr. Yu Duck. Yu Duck looked back to see who it was. The mysterious girl stepped forward, extending her hand to shake his. Thanks to you, we passed through the traps safely. Please keep leading us. Seeing her hand still hanging in the air, Yu Duke hesitated slightly. Oh, he took her hand back. Let's cooperate well. But honestly, before he could finish, the mysterious girl cut in. Don't worry too much. Yu Duck still didn't fully understand her meaning. What? The mysterious girl added. Commander, you only need to provide the survivors' locations. The rest is the support team's job. That's much simpler. Yu Duke scratched his neck a bit doubtful. Ah, yes, but is it really that simple? She assured him once again, yes, very simple. Seeing the mysterious girl still hadn't withdrawn her hand, he shyly reminded her, Could you please let go of my hand first? She ignored Yu Duke's words and asked another question. You don't use weapons. He was confused by her question weapons. I've never used those. Why do you ask? The mysterious girl said something strange like they were talking past each other, I see. She flicked Yu Duke's hand away, then arrogantly turned her back. Carrying one or two swords would be much wiser. She pulled her hood down low, her bright blue eyes looking at him. Well, I'm off. Yu Duck politely responded, ah, yes. But in his head, he was still confused about what had just happened. What was that? This girl just said a few words and left immediately. He put his hand on his chin, looking dazed as he thought, did I reveal myself before? He looked around to see everyone still arranging formation. Everyone get into position, we're ready to move in. But the mysterious girl was nowhere to be seen. She had disappeared. A foot stepped forward. Everyone was in a defensive stance, cautiously observing. Just as silence fell, a member of the support team casually remarked, It's a bit too quiet, isn't it? It made Yu Duck startle sharply. Duck turned back to remind Spray, don't let your guard down and keep your position. Suddenly, he shouted loudly above us. He was startled and looked up. Giant bright red spiders were swooping down. What is that? Why are they so big? One swung its claw at a support member, nearly making him wet his pants. Oh, help me! Duck quickly drew his combat weapon. Without saying much, he charged forward and slashed at the spider. Then he sternly commanded the whole team, Don't get excited, keep following the plan. While Duck was directing everyone to switch to a defensive formation against the monsters and warned to be careful of their paralyzing poison, Yu Duck took the opportunity to lead the support team away. Support team this way. His eyes flashed a blue light streaming from Yu Duck's eyes. The light led into a dark path as if guiding the way. He looked in that direction and was surprised. Duk saw people hanging suspended in the air and shouted to announce, "Found them over there." Those people were tightly wrapped in spider silk, barely able to breathe. Found survivors. Here, a knife slowly cut through the silk. The support member caught the rescued man. "Are you okay?" After a moment, he couldn't answer. The only response was a groan. Suddenly, a swarm of giant spiders rushed in. "Damn, since when did they get here?" Duk carried a man in black and said to those behind, "I know where the safe zone is this way." Duk, still fighting, stopped and glanced for a long moment. "I'm quite suspicious." Then he decisively chopped a spider crawling toward him in half. Duk quietly observed him from afar. He knows the dungeon's layout and paths well, even knows where the survivors are. He saw Duk guiding the support team. There were survivors over there, too. Duk felt a bit doubtful. That was something he had never heard before. A support member holding a paper led everyone around. "There are injured here. Evacuate the victims from this area." Seeing Duk carrying a stretcher coming, the support member reported, "Chief, all victims are safe. We have some injured, but overall the losses are very small." He smiled softly in praise. "We had a very good start. Keep up this efficiency and continue with those still able to fight. Tell everyone that and let them rest a bit." Then Duk turned back to Duk. "Also, I have a few questions for you." He stiffened and pointed to himself, asking to be sure. Are you talking about me?" Two support members who saw this whispered and discussed. One hissed bitterly. Duk stepped forward, looking at the two people lying on the floor, listing the injured two policemen, and the rest were ISA workers. There were a total of 10 people trapped here, some of whom were members of our team. Duk looked at him and chuckled. He didn't hold back praise. "If not for you, we'd have burned them all alive." Duk scratched his head and smiled awkwardly. "No problem." Before he could recover, Duk struck with a decisive comment. "By the way, you really do have amazing talent. It's like you are the one who built this dungeon." Duk froze, smiled awkwardly. "No, I'm not." He hurriedly denied, "Build the dungeon myself. I'm not a god or anything." Seeing this, Duk laughed heartily. "I'm just joking." Duk pointed ahead, trying to divert his attention. "Now we need to focus forces and keep going." Inside, Duk trembled like a leaf, thinking he was about to die. Another giant door appeared, carved with patterns like eyes. The support member couldn't help but be curious. "What is this? What is this thing from the Inca civilization?" He immediately denied. "They come from the Goblin civilization." The group stared at the door. Someone sneered with disdain. "Huh? Just goblins." The support group whispered and discussed. "I thought the next thing would be a boss fight." So disappointing. Duk stood aside, silently planning goblin ambush area. "I can't think of a sure plan, but focusing on fighting should work." He spoke amid everyone's surprise. Sorry, can I go in alone?" One of the supporters stepped forward and patted Duk on the shoulder, showing disdain. "Hey, kid, you're getting way too excited just because the guild leader praised you a bit. If it's goblins, we've dealt with plenty already, no worries. If you're scared, just sit outside." Duk also disagreed with him. I can't just let you go in there alone." Duk then suggested another idea. "Then there's no other way. You'll have to obey my orders inside." Finally, he agreed with him. "Seems like you had a plan." "All right, then." The two were so absorbed in planning that they didn't notice two supporters staring at them. One guy gritted his teeth in anger. "I wanted to use this chance to get the guild leader's attention, but because of that, I can't shine." He was jealous and determined to block him. "I can't let him steal all the spotlight." Thinking this, he grabbed his club and told the others, "Let's go." The group entered, seeing an empty corridor inside. Questions kept coming. "What?" "There's nothing here, just an empty hallway." Duk signaled the people behind him and whispered quietly, fully alert inside, "I feel like there's something in here." One guy smirked, then burst out laughing with mockery. "Oh, really? But clearly there's nothing here. Maybe a giant snake or something like that." Another person said, "If Goblin Lin appears, we'll cover you. You just need to stick close." As soon as he finished, a strong gust blew out all the torches. The group panicked and shouted, "What? Turn the lights back on now." Duk hurriedly stopped them. "Wait, you shouldn't turn them on." One supporter scolded, "Nonsense. We need to see clearly to fight, don't we? How can someone who calls himself a hunter be afraid of goblins?" He turned on his light while cursing. The cowardly ones fell back and you just stood there speechless. After a few seconds of shock, Yu Dam-duk shouted to warn everyone. Everyone get down quick! Gung-duk also quickly lay down, following his lead. Only the two idiots holding torches stood frozen like statue husbands. The white-haired guy thought to himself, suddenly feeling a bit scared. He tried to encourage himself. Surely there's nothing here, right? The white-haired guy urged the one ahead. Let's keep going. What are you doing? The person ahead turned back, trembling, speechless. His body was pierced with countless arrows, and thousands more flew out, stabbing straight into him. Gung-duk and the white-haired guy just stood there, mouths agape in shock. The light shone directly on his face. The white-haired guy could only scream. Commotion rose. Where the hell did that come from? An ambush. I don't see anything. Gung-duk shouted a warning. Nobody move, keep your position exactly, not a single inch. He turned to Yu Dam-duk and whispered, Is this why you told us not to turn on the lights? Yu answered softly. Yes, if they see the light, they'll attack that spot immediately. Gung-duk was still puzzled, but strangely, when we entered, and even now they should have heard us, so why haven't they attacked? Yu Dam-duk's eyes stared straight ahead without blinking. They're playing with their prey. From the dark corner, a goblin peeked out, grinning. They want to enjoy our terror from the shadows. Gung-duk carefully observed and planned with him. Even so, we can't fight back if we can't see anything. We have to suffer some losses to have a chance. Yu Dam-duk proposed an idea. What if we could fight without seeing? Gung-duk looked doubtful. How's that possible? Could that really work? Yu confidently replied, yes. Yu Dam-duk took the task upon himself. Leave it to me. He stood up, hands in his coat pockets, looking very cool. Gung-duk stepped forward. Yu spoke to reassure everyone. I know everyone's worried and can't see anything. I will do it no matter what. The supporters listened to Yu Dam-duk's words and followed. He clamped his mouth shut, sweat pouring down as he followed Yu's instructions. Until I give the signal, don't move or make any noise. Yu Dam-duk closed his eyes, took a deep breath. Focus. Remember how it felt then. The system notification appeared again. The combat focus skill was activated. Yu Dam-duk was surrounded by a blue circle. Goblins appeared curiously, peeking inside. You immediately opened your eyes wide. The support player and Gung-duk simultaneously looked up. A voice echoed in this darkness. Everyone can turn on the lights and move now. When the lights came on, the scene before them revealed a goblin struggling in Yu Dam-duk's hands. Around him were goblins lying scattered. Yu Dam-duk squeezed its neck tightly until it stopped moving. The goblin thrown at his feet was the jealous thought of the support player. No way. What kind of talent does he have? What trick did he use? Watching Yu Dam-duk wipe sweat from his hand, he was bitterly jealous. If I had a little more time, I could have taken them out. Why does this guy always get in my way? Gung-duk approached him with a surprised expression. That's amazing. I've been a hunter all my life, but never met one like you. Yu Dam-duk just smiled awkwardly to brush it off. I just got lucky. So shall we continue then? Yes, on the surface he said that, but inside Yu Dam-duk was surprised at himself. I don't even know how I managed to fight like that. Everyone looked up at a huge door with a bull's head mounted on it. They arrived, Gung-duk guessed, so this is the final section of the maze. Gung-duk looked up behind the door. Everyone gathered before a giant door with a bull's head mounted on it, the final boss of this dungeon. The huge door slowly opened, rays of light spilling inside the room. Gung-duk cautiously glanced around but saw nothing. Could it be hiding somewhere? Yu Dam-duk carefully looked ahead. No, it's right in front of us. Flickering embers glowed faintly in the darkness. The massive door gradually closed. Above stood a bull glowing bright red between two torches. It bared its front teeth, had a ring in its nostrils, and its eyes glowed fiery red. That was the dungeon's master. Gung-duk clenched his teeth facing the mad bull. Terrible pressure, just as expected. He glanced at the support team. It probably won't attack first. We have time to plan and learn this place's characteristics. The system notice appeared. The human sacrifice of the Minotaur has begun. Please select 5 sacrifice items. He read for a while but didn't understand. Human sacrifice items. What does that mean? From the other side, voices continued discussing. The combat team will split into 2 groups. Yu Dam-duk fell into thought. It seems I'm the only one who notices this. He stroked his chin thoughtfully. Calculating. Could this be an instruction? Maybe a hint to safely get through. It's better to share this news. He stepped forward to interrupt the discussion. Sorry, I have a suggestion. Gung-duk turned to look. We're discussing plans now. Can it wait? Yu-Dam-duk's face was serious and persistent. This might be news related to a solution for clearing this dungeon. He frowned and asked, A solution? Are you sure? While they talked, the man in black watching the scene clenched his fists, jealous and resentful. He ground his teeth angrily. That bastard again taking all the glory that should be mine. The man in black walked off silently, scheming, This time I won't just sit and watch like before. He lurked behind a pillar watching the mad bull. The man in black drew his bow arrogantly, thinking, Only losers need strategy because they waste time and fear losing. I won't follow any of your orders. He aimed straight at the bull full of schemes. I'll show you the power of a sharpshooter's talent. One shot and all the glory will be mine. But after aiming again and again, the man in black was still unsure. Damn, get closer to make sure I hit the target. He started stepping toward the previously created barrier, not noticing it. Almost there, the man in black grinned slyly. One more step! Gung-duk was lost in thought. Yu-Dam-duk nearby was startled by this scene. He quickly shouted to stop him. Don't stop! The man gritted his teeth, cursing, That damn bastard again! The stupid man in black thought he was clever, just like a mutt trying to be smarter than everyone. I know you're trying to steal all the glory. The boss standing over there stunned would be defeated. He hastily raised the bow and shot. Defeated by me! Yu-Dam-duk wanted to rush forward but was too late. That foolish guy had stepped into the barrier. The system immediately sounded an alarm. You have intruded into the maze boss's room. The sacrificial items will be chosen at random. The barrier shattered like glass pieces falling down. He stood there stunned and dumbfounded. What just happened all of a sudden? His whole body was covered in a blue light. Gung-duk turned back and whispered, Damn Duke, look at your body. Didn't you pay attention to what he said? Yu-Dam-duk looked up in shock. This is the panicked man in black begging for help. What's going on? Someone help! He saw Gung-duk rush in front of him, hesitatingly calling the chairman. The chairman angrily scolded, Can't you see the idiot's recovery time? Do you realize what you just did? Seeing the tense situation, Yu-Dam-duk reminded, I think this is not the time to argue about who's right or wrong. The raging bull was now sitting right in front of everyone, its eyes bloodshot with anger. The raging bull roared its sound, piercing everyone's eardrums. Yu-Dam-duk and Gung-duk had to grit their teeth and endure. Meanwhile, the man in black was trapped in a pink-purple barrier. He sat there stunned for a moment, then suddenly jumped up, hitting the barrier and yelling wildly, What is this? Let me out, get me out of here. Each step of the raging bull made the floor buckle. Gung-duk was somewhat panicked seeing this scene. Without delay, it gave Gung-duk a hit and flew away several hundred meters. He scrambled up, drew the crutches from his body, and commanded, spreading out the formation. Don't panic, everyone stay calm. Waving his two crutches, Gung-duk directed the support team, We have to accept the strategy based on current numbers. Find your positions while I distract it. The raging bull raised its hand to strike, but Gung-duk quickly dodged. Just as it was smashing the crutch on the ground, he took the chance to rush in and block it. Gung-duk shouted loudly, summoning all his strength to strike the bull. The support team cheered, thinking victory was near. The battle was going smoothly, just like a true leader. With those terrifying roars, we don't stand a chance to charge in. Yu-Dam-duk, watching closely, couldn't help but praise, Great fighting, the chairman is definitely on another level, right? Suddenly, his eyebrows furrowed, but Gung-duk's face darkened as he muttered, Damn it! He looked at the raging bull, who showed no mercy to his slash. Are you kidding me? Gung-duk's face turned pale as a frog's backside. Feels like I'm hitting iron bars instead of flesh. Yu-Dam-duk suddenly shouted a warning, Watch out! A powerful force rushed right at his face. Gung-duk's foot lifted off the ground. He was blasted far away. Gung-duk tried to break with the axe handle. Now he realized it wasn't that he couldn't dodge, but that there was no need to dodge. Clutching his injured arm after a light swing, he silently calculated while looking at the raging bull. One small mistake could be fatal. Then Gung-duk shouted orders, Everyone deploy the encirclement formation. The support team moved to their positions as fast as lightning. All into defensive stance. Listen to his commands, gather information while dodging attacks, and find its weakness at all costs. Yu-Dam-duk stood behind silently evaluating. Command is decisive and clear. He really is a seasoned warrior when dealing with dungeons. He looked at the raging bull in front, but that seemed to be the best approach for now. Duke watched the raging bull standing still, ignoring them. It didn't even bother to charge at us, as if distance didn't matter to it. But the lightning crackling around its muscular arm made him realize this was... Duke recalled the image of the god Tho exactly the same. The power of Tho. Duke shouted orders. "It looks like it's about to do something, stop it!" Everyone simultaneously rushed at the raging bull's one weakness. This was the chance. Duke frantically stopped them. "Not too dangerous, I've seen it before." Before he finished, Duke collided with it directly. His face tensed. Damn it! Seeing its arm ready to smash down, that was a wrong decision. Duke lunged forward and kicked the raging bull in the face. You turned your head to glance at it. The mad bull's head tilted to one side after being kicked. Its eyes blazed red with fury. Duke was stunned when he saw that gaze. A burst of power exploded. Only then did he realize in shock, damn it, it's too late. The entire room shattered. Everyone was thrown in all directions. A trembling hand touched the barrier. Unbelievable, the scene of the mad bull slaughtering everything unfolded right before their eyes. The leader had been defeated. The support team watched the idiot going mad, frantically pounding on the barrier. Two support members stood discussing, "There's no way through this boundary." The other also found it extremely difficult. "Damn, I've never heard of anything like this before. We have to support them before it's too late." The other showed reluctance to go support. But how? Don't you see how the leader was defeated? Going in there means dying like a dog. They went back and forth arguing. Duck's hand reached out from the rubble, cursing inwardly. "Damn, no matter how hard I try, I can't even scratch that mad bull." He lay on the ground, refusing to accept his fate. His miserable life, which had just begun to show hope after gaining talent, was about to end so foolishly here. His hand accidentally touched something. Duck struggled to get up, a smirk appearing at the corner of his mouth. "Right, there are still some things I haven't tried." He smiled slowly and stood. Dying like this would never bring peace. The dust before the mad bull gradually revealed a figure. He gripped his sword tightly, determined not to give up and wait for death. Duck swung his arm, creating a cool streak of light. A murderous glare shot from the mad bull's blazing red eyes. The sword reflected his confident charge. "Get ready, I'm not going to die without fighting back." The system board appeared, swordsmanship talent activated. Duck stood there, holding the great sword facing the massive bull-headed monster. Beneath the thin bone armor, only the monster's blood-red eyes were visible. It held a large axe with a long handle. Meanwhile, Duke lay on the ground, dirt covering his clothes, badly injured, struggling to look into the distance thoughtfully. "No way my axe isn't strong enough to even scratch that bastard anymore. It's not something a guy who just picked up a sword can defeat." He wanted to tell him to run, but couldn't speak. Duke spat a mouthful of bright red blood, soaking his sleeve. "It's all my fault, sorry, young man." The bull-headed monster roared, claws sharp, lunging at Duke's small figure, stirring a cloud of dust. Suddenly, a streak of light flashed, piercing the darkness. Duke closed his eyes, wounded and bleeding. His other eye opened wide in shock. Three black-cloaked figures wearing strange masks stood with mouths agape in astonishment. The first man in the group couldn't help but raise both hands in front of him as if surrendering. The bull-headed monster's red eyes widened in disbelief. Only his feet were seen stepping quickly on the tiled floor. The bull-headed monster stood frozen. Duke dashed past it and was behind it in an instant. One of the monster's horns, was cut off and fell to the ground. At first it felt like a gamble. Duck's eyes were firm and direct. But the moment he raised the sword, the monster howled painfully, blood spurting from the wound. Golden sword slashes surrounded the monster. Duck held the sword steadily, head bowed low, eyes darkened. "I'm certain I can hurt it." Duck's grip tightened, eyes wide as he stared at the sword. "It's just my first time holding a sword, but I feel like it's part of my body." Duck became extremely excited, laughing loudly. "Am I a swordsmanship genius?" The bull-headed monster bared its teeth angrily, turning back with one horn severed. Boom! Its huge foot smashed the tiled floor, shattering it into pieces, flying everywhere. The bull-headed figure bared its teeth and lunged quickly behind Duke. He turned his head to glance at the bull-headed monster. The bull-headed monster extended its muscular arm forward, suddenly freezing as pain shot through its arm. The muscular arm of the Minotaur slammed hard onto the floor, covered with numerous slash marks, fresh blood spurting out, making the Minotaur's face show intense pain. The Minotaur stood still, his fist still on the floor, creating a large crack on the white-tiled ground. Surrounding the Minotaur were countless intertwining golden streaks with a few long red marks. Somehow Yu-Dam-Duk had taken his sword and moved behind the Minotaur. Nam-Gung-Duk lay on the ground, eyes wide, mouth open in astonishment. 6 precise sword strikes in 1 second. Not even 7 strikes, I can't even keep up anymore, he exclaimed, unable to believe it. The image of Yu-Dam-Duk holding a long sword appeared in Nam-Gung-Duk's mind, his eyes glowing with fighting spirit as he advanced. He has no real skill, but his sword techniques are full of finesse. Nam-Gung-Duk's expression darkened. However, Yu-Dam-Duk stood there, knees slightly bent, while in the distance the muscular, heavily wounded Minotaur remained firm. Yu-Dam-Duk's sharp gaze glanced at the opponent, still too shallow, not enough damage yet. This bull's skin is absurdly thick. The Minotaur glanced with red eyes, clenching his teeth. The white-haired man wearing a mask hugged his head and screamed, "There's no way to take down that monster at this level. We're going to die here." Nam-Gung-Duk looked contemptuously at the black-clad man flailing his arms far away. Nonsense. His recent attacks could already rival the strongest swordsman in Korea. Nam-Gung-Duk frowned tightly. He's talented. The problem is, the sword, the blade had several chips and looked like it was about to break the tip, pointing toward the ground. Yu-Dam-Duk raised the sword, teeth clenched, his face tightening with tension. Just a few swings and it's about to snap. His expression grew more worried. He couldn't use it anymore. He had to strike the bull's critical weak point. Yu-Dam-Duk gripped the sword and charged forward at top speed. The Minotaur swung his giant fist at Yu-Dam-Duk's figure, but Yu-Dam-Duk nimbly twisted and dodged the powerful punch. The punch slammed into the ground. Seizing the moment, Yu-Dam-Duk raised his long sword and struck hard at the Minotaur. His face darkened, putting all his strength into one slash. Innate SS martial arts. After the slash, he turned to look at the monster, his face full of surprise. Not moving at all. Yu-Dam-Duk quickly reacted, aiming the sharp sword tip at the Minotaur's bright red eye. Before the Minotaur could react, he swiftly stabbed the sword. The Minotaur shut his eyes tightly in fear. Taking advantage, Yu-Dam-Duk kicked straight at the Minotaur's face. Unable to block, the bull was hit with a thud, blood spraying from its nose. Whoo! He exhaled firmly, catching the sword, flipping his body, aiming at the Minotaur's neck, planning to stab. SS swordsmanship talent. The Minotaur's eyes showed extreme terror. Hey! Yu-Dam-Duk was still flipping upside down in midair, his face full of surprise and confusion. Boom wind rose around a strong pillar of white light shot straight into the sky. The ground cracked, forming a large dent. Yu-Dam-Duk landed kneeling on one knee to keep balance, gripping the long sword tightly, blocking large and small stones flying toward him. Crackle Yu-Dam-Duk's complexion worsened as more cracks appeared on the blade. Yu-Dam-Duk narrowed his eyes, calculating. This sword has reached its limit. My martial arts can't compete with it at all. The next strike will be my last chance. If I can somehow hit its weak point. The Minotaur stood on the large cracked pit, holding a weapon, throwing a fierce glare at the opposite side. Yu-Dam-Duk's eyes showed surprise, but quickly broke into a triumphant smile. The Minotaur stood there, continuously shooting bolts of lightning at Yu-Dam-Duk. He stood still, sword in hand, staring straight at the Minotaur, his hair blown wildly by the lightning. Got it. Nam-Gung-Duk, lying nearby, was also affected by the battle, opening one eye to watch. This is the skill he used earlier. Suddenly realizing something, he opened his eyes wide in shock. The space suddenly darkened, golden light continuously radiated from Yu-Dam-Duk's body outward. Nam-Gung-Duk was shocked. He's planning a face-to-face preemptive strike. The atmosphere grew tense. On one side was Yu-Dam-Duk holding a sword that radiated a dazzling golden light. On the other side was a bull-headed monster wielding a large axe emitting a cold blue glow. The sword couldn't withstand his immense power. More cracks appeared and fragments started falling off one after another. Nam-Gung-Duk struggled to stand up from the ground, wiping his hand. Blood still lingered at the corner of his mouth. Someone had to help him. Suddenly, Mr. Su seemed to remember something, an image of Yu-Dam-Duk flashing through his mind. What if I could attack without looking? Nam-Gung-Duk turned to the white-haired man in black, holding his head fearfully in a corner. Hey, you there? The white-haired man in black with a demon mask turned around, puzzled, looking at him. Nam-Gung-Duk smiled meaningfully. I have something interesting here in my coat. It's time for you to shine. Want to give it a try? In the distance, Yu Dam-duk still held his sword alert and watching ahead. He placed his hand on the cursed sword, calculated, raised it high, and with cold eyes stared at his opponent, determined to land a critical strike this time. The bull-headed monster also glared fiercely and gritted its teeth, looking over here. In the moment their fiery, angry gazes met, the ground cracked open, causing a minor earthquake with rocks and debris flying everywhere. Yu Dam-duk charged forward with his sword, surrounded by bolts of lightning. The lightning struck the ground, creating small craters. Yu Dam-duk rushed forward, leaving behind a deep black chasm dotted with brilliant golden sparks. Facing him, the bull-headed monster also charged, swinging its axe, leaving a long black trail filled with blue lightning behind it. The two clashed, the sound of weapons colliding, ringing out the power radiating from both, scattering rocks and dirt all around. Yu Dam-duk's cold eyes swung the sword high, and under the powerful strike, the bull-headed monster took the hit and roared in pain. After that strike, the sword reached its limit and broke. Yu Dam-duk looked shocked as he glanced at the falling blade hitting the ground. The sword's hilt in his hand crumbled into pieces, and the bull-headed monster's face twisted in a scream of pain. His grip on the hilt loosened, and it fell to the ground at his feet. His expression darkened, it was shattered. While Yu Dam-duk was still stunned by the broken sword, the bull-headed monster gathered its strength to counterattack. In this critical moment, a hand suddenly raised another sword high. In the distance, a familiar figure appeared, raising a sword with a mocking smile. "You're finished, Redfield." The white-haired man wearing a mask took a running start and threw the sword, shouting, catching the new blade. Yu Dam-duk caught the sword just in time and stabbed it into the bull-headed monster before it could attack. Outside the teleportation gate, the group watched anxiously, waiting for news. "The monster hasn't emerged from the dungeon gate for 5 hours now. Report back immediately if anything new happens." Suddenly, the brown-haired brother wearing a mic turned his head, noticing something pointing toward the gate. "Oh, someone's coming out." Yu Dam-duk smiled as he helped Nam-gung-duk off his shoulder and stepped out of the gate. "There's light. We're free." Behind him, a group in black cloaks helped each other and stepped out one by one. Suddenly recalling something, Yu Dam-duk turned to the side. "But how did you know I'd catch the sword thrown from behind?" Nam-gung-duk just smiled. "I don't really know. I just remember you said you could make a move without knowing what's coming. So when I throw the sword to you, you'll have the feeling and catch it. I was just taking a chance." Yu Dam-duk scratched his head, laughing awkwardly. "Ha ha, I almost got skewered, but thanks anyway." Nam-gung-duk shook his head, denying it. "No." Yu Dam-duk looked at him in surprise. Nam-gung-duk turned to him. "You're the one who saved all of us." The group in black with demon masks stood with Nam-gung-duk. He smiled brightly at Yu Dam-duk, who was still standing there dumbfounded, not understanding what was going on. A hand gently placed on Yu Dam-duk's shoulder, pushing him forward. "What are you doing?" Yu Dam-duk was startled, looking at the crowded group below. Nam-gung-duk stood with arms crossed. "Everyone's waiting. You're the biggest contributor to completing this dungeon. You should say something." Yu Dam-duk's face was full of surprise. "Look, Nam, am I really the one who contributed the most?" Nam-gung-duk smiled, looked at him, and nodded. Yu Dam-duk suddenly stopped, some dark memories returning. "I've been underestimated my whole life for having no talent at all." In Yu Dam-duk's memory appeared a middle-aged man in a black suit, chin resting on his hand, looking disdainful, lips slightly curled. Next to him, another man also cast that look, mouth laughing with contempt. One hand clenched into a fist, the other holding a phone, shouting loudly. A small figure wrapped in thousands of thick, long chains, face screaming in agony, silently sitting with face covered in helplessness. "That's right, Gyo-min has changed from before." Yu Dam-duk's lips trembled slightly, his fist raised high. Below were thousands of people raising their hands high, looking toward the gate, where the group was shouting loudly. In the silent night, a tall building stood still. Only a few rooms still had lights on in the floors. In the hospital lobby, nurses stood at the counter, focused on their work. Opposite them were patients sitting neatly in chairs, waiting for their turn to be examined. Yu Dam-duk gently pulled back the curtain in front and looked at the person lying there. His tense face gradually relaxed. "Thank God my mother is okay." Suddenly, a voice from the nearby TV caught his attention. "We have interviewed the person who made the greatest contribution to cleaning up the dungeon that appeared right in the city center." On the news was an interview with Yu Dam-duk. He smiled confidently into the camera as the reporter held the microphone toward him. "Please tell me about your method and your feelings about what just happened. You dealt with it very quickly. Was it a life-threatening situation?" Then came a rapid series of questions that made Yu Damduk confused. Where are you from? What's your name? I am Yu Damduk. He was so flustered he gestured wildly. But the reporter's questions kept coming. This was the first time I heard that name. Are you part of any guild? Is it true your skills are both swordsman and fighter? Please tell us more. Yu Damduk was overwhelmed by the reporter's questions, his smile becoming awkward. Take it easy. One by one, Yu Damduk sighed tiredly, quickly adjusted his expression, and looked straight ahead. The guild and my origin don't matter. Many people have risen and fallen, and I fought with all my life to protect what I consider a treasure. Yu Damduk clearly declared on the news with the headline, "Who is this new face in the guild?" Reporters quickly caught the point his origin and guild don't matter. Currently, the Hunters Association's attitude following the dungeon incident is considered cautious. Will the government directly criticize the Hunters Association for not handling this situation well? Yu Damduk's face flushed red quickly, reaching to turn off the TV, embarrassed, thinking, I don't dare watch anymore. A phone notification sound made Yu Damduk turn his head. They even managed to capture this. On the cracked phone screen was an image of him fighting a bull-headed monster with a description saying they didn't even run away but stayed to film. These tourists are really scary. Suddenly, Yu Damduk's eyes widened in surprise as a large blue notification appeared before him. Yu Damduk, lowest level deity, has increased divine power prestige points beyond 100. What? Yu Damduk rubbed his chin thoughtfully. Isn't divine power the standard test criterion on the recruitment sheet? That's right. Another notification appeared. You have surpassed 1,000 divine power points. You will have a chance to unlock a new profession branch. Do you want that? Yu Damduk reached out and clicked the rectangle on the notification. No need to think about it, open it immediately. After Yu Damduk pressed the button, another notification appeared. Head Security Manager of Heffa Estus Forge Employer. Heffa Estus requires over 1,000 divine power points, novice experience, attention. A rather stressful job is coming. Scrolling through the notification, Yu Damduk smiled satisfied. Oh, security manager sounds complicated. He sat on a swivel chair in the room, legs stretched out, sighing, recently too tired. I want to go home first, rest and prepare the work schedule report for next week. Suddenly, a notification board appeared in the air, different from the previous ones. This time, the notification was bright red, accompanied by a red triangle in the top right corner with an exclamation mark warning, 3 gods are applying for this job, final chance. Yu Damduk grabbed the notification board in front of him in shock, pulling it closer, eyes and mouth wide open, as if afraid he was seeing it wrong. What? Without hesitation, he quickly pressed apply. No way this simple task will be mine. A blue light shot out from a room in the tall building, cutting across the dark sky, followed by a piercing scream echoing through the space. Yu Damduk lay on cracked ground dust and rocks flying everywhere, his face full of dissatisfaction, hand on his chest. Couldn't they bring someone down more gently? After the outburst, Yu Damduk looked around. The courtyard in front of him had many large stone pillars and small torches with a fireball hovering in the air above. Firebirds flew in from nowhere, gathering densely on the fireball hovering in the hall. I think I've come to the right place. This is Heffa Estus's forge. Yu Damduk wiped the sweat dripping down his hot face, grimacing and complaining. It's like a sauna in here. Can't Heffa Estus install an air conditioner? Suddenly from behind, a big arm wrapped around Yu Damduk's neck with a smile. Are you new here? Yu Damduk heard the voice behind him and cautiously glanced back. The person seeing his reaction immediately greeted, Nice to meet you. I am Heffa Estus, the Forge Master. Yu Damduk nervously broke free from Heffa Estus's embrace, stepped back a few paces, bowed respectfully. Nice to meet you, sir. I'm Yu Damduk, an applicant for the security manager position. Heffa Estus stood with arms crossed and laughed loudly. Ha ha ha, what's this? Is this how people greet each other? Yu Damduk broke into a cold sweat, eyes wide in panic. I'm doomed. I wonder if he heard that. Did he hear? Maybe he already did. What should I do now? I should have greeted him properly from the start. Heffa Estus smiled, stroking his chin as if assessing the person before him, speaking as if making a decision. He smiled warmly, tall and sturdy, his tanned skin adding to his imposing presence. Heffa Estus, the blacksmith god. You damn Duke jumped when Hephaestus suddenly spoke. Son of the mountain, your love for humans makes you fight fearlessly in the underworld's dungeon, right? You damn Duke stammered, that. Hephaestus laughed loudly. Ha ha, no wonder the hot-tempered Tho likes you, you've got guts. You damn duck scratched his head, looking embarrassed. Thank heavens maybe he didn't hear what I said clearly. Just as he was about to breathe a sigh of relief, Hephaestus's next sentence terrified you damn Duke. How dare you tell me to install air conditioning in the forge that's bold? He bowed deeply at 90 degrees sincerely. I'm sorry, sir. Hephaestus paid no attention, turning to walk away, saying, That's enough. Now let me explain your job. You damn duck's face darkened as if planting a banana tree in the ground. Hephaestus raised his hand and summoned a trumpet in mid-air about the length of a forearm, wide at the mouthpiece and curving like a buffalo horn. Seeing it firsthand will make it simpler to understand we need to meet them first. He brought the trumpet to his mouth. This might be a bit loud. Hephaestus puffed his cheeks and blew hard into the trumpet. The loud blast made you damn duck cover his ears tightly, eyes darkening in discomfort as he shouted, Boom! Boom! A series of footsteps echoed outside. 3 figures rushed in hastily, entering the hall. The 3 knelt on one knee before Hephaestus respectfully. We have arrived, Lord Hephaestus. He stopped blowing the trumpet, looking down at the 3 kneeling on the ground. Hephaestus placed a hand on you damn Duke's shoulder beside him. The god holding the manager position for today. Let's give him a round of applause here. Applause erupted. Yes, welcome, we always follow your orders. You damn duck scratched his neck and smiled. Ah, yes, thank you. I'm not used to working in a forge, but I'll try to get used to it. Hephaestus laughed heartily. No need to be humble or anything. Newcomers can do this job well, too. You damn duck happily responded. Yes, I hope it's as you say. Suddenly, Hephaestus leaned close to you damn Duke's ear, covering his mouth to whisper, Those guys are good, but hard to manage. Their work attitude is also problematic. You know there might be quarrels and fights while working. His whisper reminded you damn Duck of a little golden-furred dog baring its teeth fiercely. Is that so? Hephaestus recalled while he was busy carrying a stone pillar. When he returned, he was shocked to clutch his head and realize the necklace on the table had disappeared. The pendant I prepared as a gift for Freya last week. I don't understand how it vanished by the time I got back from work. You should pay attention to this. Freya is the goddess of love and beauty. You damn Duke was surprised. Oh, Lady Freya even had that stolen? Hephaestus sighed helplessly. That's why my headache is gone. A black-haired, bearded man knelt on the ground with his eyes closed. They seem unusual. Hephaestus packed his things into a cloth bag. I'll take a day off to climb Mount Olympus. I don't expect you to do much today, but just in case, here, take this. He threw something wrapped in gray cloth toward him. A blue notification panel appeared, showing a wooden staff with a large head tapering down toward the handle. The Haken staff, a stick made from the tree trunk. A replica of the staff Haken used to defeat the lion Niman. It has amazing abilities to conceal the user's identity. 0.10% chance to inflict stun effect on living beings with strikes. You damn duck was amazed. Holy crap, this staff is awesome. Hephaestus smirked and summoned a portal with his hand. The portal expanded as Hephaestus waved goodbye and stepped through. Take good care of my forge mountain god. The portal closed slowly, a dazzling golden light forcing you damn duck to shield his eyes. Wait, you haven't told me what my mission is. You're just leaving me here alone to fend for myself. What am I supposed to do now? Hephaestus smiled mysteriously. Why do you care? You damn Duke suddenly felt a chill down his spine as 3 demonic faces appeared behind him in the darkness, baring sharp teeth and staring as if they wanted to devour him alive. Hephaestus's voice echoed in his mind again. Everything will be fine if you're stronger than them. They're just a bunch of weaklings. Be confident. The door shut. Hephaestus's figure vanished, and the room returned to normal. You damn duck stood frozen in place behind him, a hand holding a hammer, slowly approached. Sweat dripped down you damn Duke's face, his lips curved into a forced smile, eyes flickering with unease despite trying to appear confident. Ha, didn't we already greet each other? The middle-aged man opposite him had a face etched with fierce lines. Dim light highlighting his pale eyes. Thick brows, furrowed teeth clenched, and shadows covering half his face, making him look even more threatening. You damn duck widened his eyes and stared forward in shock. He was horrified to realize the image of receiving the club flashed back, so that guy knew this would happen and still gave him the HQ Queen's Club. You damn duck smiled confidently, eyes gleaming with cunning and challenge. Head slightly bowed, voice mocking, "Ha ha, why don't you shorties calm down a bit?" His expression clearly provocative, lips curled in the red light as if energy surged around his body. He leaned forward, ready to act, face showing confidence and determination, half joking. "I just got a top-tier weapon." You damn duck stood straight, firmly gripping the large wooden club, radiating fierce energy in his right hand. "Might hurt you all." His other hand casually slipped into his pocket, ready for battle. You damn duck stood still, holding the wooden club face unchanged, still smiling. 4 black gun barrels pointed straight at his chest and head. He tilted his head slightly, a bead of sweat rolling down his tense jawline, eyes squinting. Opposite him, a rough hand with knobby joints slowly lifted a fiery red cigar to lips, its burning tip glowing. The long-bearded man's eyes glowed blood red in the thick darkness, deep wrinkles etched on his cold, indifferent forehead. In the murky darkness, "What have you been doing all this time? Your shift ended a long time ago." Another voice sounded, "Don't be grumpy. Stay a bit longer. I'll share the money with you once I sell this." Hearing the voices, you damn duck slowly opened his eyes. "What's going on? I'm still alive." In the blurry vision, you damn duck saw 2 muscular men facing each other, weak light casting a hazy glow behind their bodies. The red-haired man tied his headband tightly, intently, looking at the strange object the other was holding out with curious eyes. "What's this?" The man across with a thick beard and bulging muscles replied, "This is an item made by the god Hephaestus." Both their eyes lit up. The atmosphere seemed to tense with anticipation. The man with the black beard continued, "I heard this was originally a necklace meant for the goddess Freya. We'll be rich if we sell this bargain." Sweat beaded on you damn duke's forehead, anger flaring in his eyes as he gritted his teeth. Ugh, these bastards. Behind him, his hand was tightly tied to a pillar. The tight binding made his wrist turn red. He sat on the floor, back against the pillar, his eyes scanning the entire room. 2 men approached and stood in front of you damn duke, their eyes full of suspicion. The bald man with a thick beard frowned. "What's going on with that guy? He woke up earlier than we thought." The red-bearded man, tied with a scarf, leaned in and whispered cautiously, "That knockout gun is pretty strong. Could this idiot be a god too?" Both looked at each other with doubt. You damn duck was still tightly bound, but slightly leaned forward. "You guys have some nerve." The 2 men in front, 2 men, froze immediately, their eyes fixed on him, shifting strangely. The red-bearded man gripped his gun tightly, his face tense. The bald man standing nearby also involuntarily felt uneasy. The atmosphere suddenly turned suffocatingly tense and red. "You think you'll be safe after daring to do this to one of the 12 Olympian gods right in his forge?" You damn duck's eyes blazed brightly in the fiery red darkness, his body still bound, but his aura shaking the space. The 2 men facing him turned pale. The bald man froze, while the red-bearded one stammered and trembled. "Enough with this." You damn duck's voice deepened sharp as a blade. "Last chance. Laugh for me and end this before it gets worse." The space seemed to hold its breath. The 2 men looked at each other, sweat pouring down their faces, trying to stay calm, but their arms visibly shaking. The 2 men burst out laughing wildly, their laughter echoing throughout the room, lasting as if they just heard the funniest thing ever. One clutched his stomach, eyes watering from laughing too hard. K-kicked, the other threw his head back, hair flying through the air. "Ha ha ha ha!" The tension stretched like a tight string amid the crazy laughter and a threat being dismissed. You damn duck's eyes widened in shock. They spoke with contempt. "You think mentioning Hephaestus will scare us? If we were scared, we wouldn't have dared do this in the first place." Kick. Behind them, another ally stretched between racks and forging tools, quietly saying, "Guys, grab the valuable stuff and get ready to leave." In the darkness, and among big stone pillars, the other 2 replied, "Yeah, got it. I'll give this brat a knockout pill first, then catch up with the others." While they weren't paying attention, you damn duck slowly moved, pulling a small knife hidden in his sleeve, cutting his bindings himself. When the other man disappeared, the red-scarfed man holding a gun and the bald, black-haired man turned back to look at you damn duke. They really sent such a useless idiot as their staff. Seeing him sitting with his head down looking at the floor, the man next to him became even more smug. I didn't think it would be this easy either. Yu Damduk lowered his head, his eyes darkening, a slight smirk on his lips. You will regret this. The burly man with the thick beard in front showed no fear. His cold eyes stared hard at him. The two men laughed. The red-scarfed man mocked, crybaby acting, we'll be the ones regretting. The bald, black-bearded man laughed loudly with tears. Kek-kick, you're copying Kek-kick perfectly. Yu Damduk smiled wider, his face full of intimidation. You guys have some nerve. Behind him, the bindings were successfully removed. Yu Damduk pulled out a wooden club, gripping it tightly. I told you. The red-scarfed man and the bald, black-bearded man looked at him in confusion. Before they could react, Yu Damduk dashed forward, swinging the club, sending them flying. He yelled in fury, You bastards will regret this! After venting fully, Yu Damduk knocked the two men out cold, their faces bruised and eyes rolled back. To ensure they couldn't escape, he tied them up with multiple layers of rope. Finished, he looked satisfied at his masterpiece. This should do. Yu Damduk straightened up, waving his hand. You forced me to use violence. He looked smugly at the trembling men before him, thinking, these guys really are worthless. He slipped the dagger back into his sleeve, exclaiming, Good thing I asked Sir Du Yu for this. Thinking of that, he pictured Du Yu gently pulling back his hood and advising, Better carry a sword with you. Yu Damduk silently thanked him, glad he remembered those words. Next time I have to thank her. Suddenly he turned around in surprise and noticed a shimmering pink light near the hands of the two head cutters. It was a pair of hands pouring out shining metal chunks from the minecart. The shirtless head cutter raised one hand and placed it on the cart full of platinum-colored chunks, while the other hand cupped around his mouth as he shouted, Boss, we've finished loading the minerals! After his shout, other places also announced in turn, We've taken all the armor too. This side's done as well. The boss sat quietly, cigar in mouth, arms crossed over his chest. All right. Suddenly a blonde-haired man shouted loudly, Let's move out, everyone! The two head cutters stared greedily at the platinum-glowing minerals, dumbfounded, until reminded those drooling guys focus up now. When the others had gathered, the blonde-bearded man pointed at the man standing on the platform. Our boss, Shich Qian, has something to say. Following the blonde man's gesture was a man in a white shirt, fists clenched, a commanding and powerful figure, looking down at the dwarven followers of the god Hephaestus, their leader. The man with the black headband, holding a cigarette, turned down and said, Everyone listen up. Shich Qian stood on the high platform looking down at the crowd below, who all simultaneously looked up at him. He declared clearly, Brothers, we are a tribe blessed with the souls of fiery mountains. In a shadowy corner, a hand and a tuft of hair slowly emerged, distinctly different from those around. Yu Damduk hid behind a block of ore at the back, listening to Shich Qian's speech, the most skilled miners and the bravest warriors. Shich Qian shouted passionately, emphasizing, We work for the reward, but our pride is our forge. But have we ever been respected? The crowd below, moved by his inspiring speech, all had tears streaming down their cheeks. Shich Qian's eyes darkened, cigar clenched in his mouth, fierce expression. The master of this place, god Hephaestus, has humiliated us today. Return the insults we have suffered before. Revenge on Hephaestus. Shich Qian clenched his fist and raised it to the sky. The crowd below followed suit. Revenge on Hephaestus. Revenge on that god. Yu Damduk hid behind the ore, listening intently, his face serious. What's going on with this head cutter gang? They're as numerous as ants. He started to worry, sweat breaking out on his forehead. Damn it, what should I do? He accidentally caught a whiff. He slammed the ore lid in front of him. The lid snapped shut with a loud noise. The space fell silent. All the hostile gazes turned toward Yu Damduk. Ha ha, good morning. The unfriendly looks all focused on him, guns raised in their hands, making his back drenched in sweat from anxiety. A series of gunshots rang out. Yu Damduk quickly ran behind a pillar. Yu Damduk squatted down, holding his head, hiding behind the stone pillar. What kind of dwarves open fire like this? Bullets whizzed through the chaotic scene, smoke and dust swirling thickly. The dwarves gripped their guns tightly, shouting angrily at Mudang. Who called us soft candies? The dwarves' eyes flashed fiercely, faces contorted with insult from earlier. Chitqueen arrogantly stepped forward, the dwarves pointing their guns at the pillar you damn Duke was hiding behind. You escaped from the guards. The nearby headcutter bowed his head to report it seemed the guards had been defeated. Chitqueen raised his head and puffed a cigar through the rising smoke. He declared, "Hey, low-level god, from now on we will clear out this place." You damn Duck, hiding behind the pillar, flinched. He tilted his head anxiously to look outside. Chitqueen then made a proposal, but the one you have a grudge against is only Hest. It has nothing to do with you, and surely you don't want to die, so I'll give you a choice. Taking another drag, he continued. 1, help us take everything here and become our brother. 2, go back where you came from and act like nothing happened. You damn Duke glanced sideways, silently calculating. Chitqueen threatened again. You better think carefully. You wouldn't make a stupid choice over a few coins, right, low-level god? You damn Duke clenched his fists. You damn Duck figured if he ran away now, his reputation would plummet. The image of 2 gods slowly appeared, the blacksmith god Hephaestus with a disdainful gaze. He calls himself the mountain god, but only knows how to talk tough. The blacksmith god with a disappointed look. Mountain god, I was mistaken about you. His eyes widened in shock, unable to imagine more. You damn Duck clenched his teeth worriedly. Then I won't be able to find work anymore. I can't let that happen. I worked hard to gain this power. If not, the god Hephaestus will kill me if he sees the whole forge stolen. You damn Duke imagined seeing only Hephaestus tying him tightly with thick ropes, gagged. He lay there with eyes wide open, full of fear. Hephaestus clamped his head with iron tongs in one hand, holding a hammer in the other. Eyes darkened. I have no more iron to forge. You should take my place. Escaping the imagination, you damn Duke glanced at the dwarves. Chitqueen sat leisurely on the forge lid, smoking a cigar, one hand resting on an open mineral ore flanked by 2 henchmen. One blonde-haired thug exhaled smoke toward the ceiling. The one wearing a black headband impatiently pointed at you damn Duke. You damn Duck was still conflicted between not fighting them or being killed by Hephaestus. You damn Duck cried out, "Damn it, I thought this was a great part-time job. But what the hell is going on?" He forced a bitter smile. The world is really cruel to me. Chitqueen raised an eyebrow, leisurely puffing his cigar. Smoke curled around his face. Chitqueen held the cigar between his lips, raising his brow, waiting for an answer. Seeing you damn Duck raise both hands, Mace also raised to show sincerity, stepping out from behind a bullet-ridden pillar. Chitqueen looked satisfied. All right, you've made a very smart decision. He added, low-level god. You damn Duke grimaced in discomfort. He kept calling me a low-level god and stuff, which was annoying. Suddenly, you damn Duke spoke, making Chitqueen, who had been watching intently, jump. Excuse me, I want to ask something. Aren't you the assistant to the blacksmith god? Why go this far if Hephaestus finds out? Do you think he will let it slide? He lowered his voice, although not sure. Seeing no reaction from Chitqueen, he continued. The 12 main gods of Olympus, the supreme blacksmith god, Hephaestus. Nothing will happen if he gets angry. After thinking a moment, he added, I don't know either. Feeling the rowdy dwarves whispering, you damn Duck threatened again. He will burn you alive with his forge fire and throw your bones to the 3-headed Cerberus in hell to gnaw. Pausing, he whispered, or not. You damn Duke suddenly raised his voice with fierce expression, angry. Your damn boss really isn't afraid of the god's punishment. Bang! The gunshot rang right beside his ear, making him freeze. A bullet grazed 2 fingers, pointing forward, punching a round hole in the collar pinned to the wall behind. The blonde-bearded thug with a cigarette in his mouth aimed the black smoky gun at you damn Duke, silently saying, Shut your mouth, you dog. How dare you talk nonsense? You don't deserve forgiveness. You damn Duck shrank down, holding his cheek with teary eyes trembling. The blonde-haired thug raised his gun, ready to shoot. I'll kill you right now, brat. You damn Duck dodged wildly. As the thug fired, Chitqueen interrupted, Wait! The blonde-haired thug glared back, Boss, only to see Chitqueen angrily step toward you damn Duke. He's talked enough. I can't let this slide anymore. You just called that guy the supreme blacksmith god, Hephaestus. You damn Duke collapsed to the ground, several bullet dents at his feet, panting from exhaustion. Chitqueen angrily approached him. You don't know anything, low-level god. He gritted his teeth, his cigar's glowing tip standing out against his black beard. I'll explain one last time before turning you into bug food. Hephaestus's stuff is rubbish. Udam Duke sat on the ground, eyes wide, surprised, looking up as if he couldn't believe what he heard, involuntarily repeating, God, Hephaestus is rubbish. Udam Duke astonished. Hephaestus is rubbish. Shich confirmed, yes, though he fits better as a thief. Memories flooded back. Shich began. He recounted a day he came to where we lived and said this. At that time, Shich was shirtless, admiring a freshly made sword. Hephaestus came up praising, that's an excellent sword. Hephaestus gave a thumbs up, smiling brightly. Do you want to work with me? I will provide everything you need. End of Red Fist. Cam fans flashback after following that despicable bastard. Here we were turned into slaves by him. Udam Duke opened his mouth in surprise. Slaves, did Hephaestus turn you all into slaves? Image of Hephaestus diligently forging iron. He pays us full wages, 6-hour workdays, 5 days a week. During free time, we can work on whatever we want. Udam Duck surprised, huh? In Red Fist's memory, he was relaxing, smoking a cigar, while 2 subordinates played cards. The black-bearded man wearing a headscarf laughed loudly, raising his hand to taunt. You're out of the game. Blonde beard, you don't accept me holding a gun. Shut your mouth or I'll kick your ass now. Red Fist spoke with resentment. In a perfect life, where everything is fully provided, we had no idea that it was tearing apart the passionate spirit for our craft. Red Fist raised his hand and shouted among the glittering gold and jewels, his face full of rage. If it weren't for those wasted years, all the reforms and glory would have belonged to us dwarves already. This is definitely that despicable bastard Hephaestus's plan. What else would you call him if not a thief? Udam Duke's eyes were full of doubt and question marks, utterly confused by what he was hearing. Red Fist clenched a cigar in his mouth, the glowing ember flickering in his sharp eyes. He rested his head on his hands. By the time I realized what was happening, no dwarf in this forge cared about the spirit of craftsmanship anymore. Back from the flashback, Red Fist stood among the dwarves holding a gun, his presence overwhelming under the red light, his face full of determination. The only thing left for us is the desire to take revenge on that bastard. Udam Duke lowered his face into shadow, forcing a smile. All right, I get what you mean. That guy really is garbage. Red Fist raised his eyebrows suspiciously. What? Udam Duke's eyes sharpened as he repeated, someone who wants to destroy everything out of jealousy for those better than him. Truly garbage embedded deep in character. Red Fist's face turned dark and grim. He reached out, biting down on the cigar. Are you done talking? Udam Duke raised his hand, signaling to stop. Ahead, a group of dwarves holding guns advanced toward him. Seeing them stop, he smiled softly to reassure, please listen to me first. This is what outsiders would think when they hear about this. Red Fist paused. Udam Duke continued. If you leave like this now, you'll only be thieves in their eyes. Can the dwarf clan, the clan of great master craftsmen and proud warriors, tolerate such a bad reputation? Red Fist's eyes suddenly lit up. Great master craftsmen, proud warriors. Udam Duke continued persuading, raising his mace. There is another way for you to take revenge on Hephaestus. One of the weapons Hephaestus made happens to be in my hands, and I am just a lone warrior. The dwarves and Red Fist stood frozen deep in thought. Taking advantage, he taunted, if you call yourselves great master craftsmen or proud warriors, why don't you put down those toys and fight me with real weapons made by your own hands? Seeing Red Fist start to hesitate, Udam Duke smirked. Defeat the warrior using Hephaestus's weapons. Isn't that the rightful way to make Hephaestus pay? Otherwise, you can always accept that Hephaestus is better and run away. The blonde-bearded man glared coldly, full of anger. He shouted venomously, You damn dog, you're about to die and you still dare to play tricks! The blonde-bearded man next to him pulled out a gun aimed at Udam Duke. Don't listen to him, boss. He backed away, cautiously, startled, mouth wide in shock. Udam Duck wiped tears and waved his hand. Why is this happening? Red Fist's dark face vanished as only a bloodshot eye and burning cigar head fled. Is this the great Red Fist? The blonde-bearded man hurried to block boss, or Red Fist stood there, cigar burning in his mouth, full of determination. You sure are talkative. Level low god Udam Duck ran away happily, knowing the trap was set. The skilled back silhouette of Shich appeared. Fine, I will fight you, but you must take responsibility for calling yourself a warrior. Shichqian tightened his grip on the heavy hammer handle. If you can't hold out long enough for me to prove that our weapon is better. Yu Damduke looked up, eyes filled with regret. Then it's because of your rude words earlier saying that the short people like us would run away. Shichqian's eyes were cold and furious. He clenched the giant hammer tightly, standing ready to charge, and I will smash your bones to dust. He stomped on the ground, leaving a deep dent. Shichqian raised the hammer high, decisive and powerful, his body like a mountain moving swiftly. The hammer's arc tore through the air, creating sharp waves rushing toward Yu Damduke. Shichqian shouted angrily, challenging, "If you're good, block this strike." Yu Damduke opened his eyes wide, his face showing tension and caution. His pupils contracted under the pressure of the attack. He put all his strength into swinging the hammer downward. Under the blinding light of the strike, he swung his mace to dodge through the thick dust. Yu Damduke's face showed confusion, eyes wide and dazed. Crazy. Sweat trickled down his forehead. Then he suddenly turned around, surprised as he saw the large pillar behind him being smashed. Seeing his expression, Shichqian smirked confidently. "You look surprised, huh?" He stomped forcefully on the stone ground, dust flying everywhere. "So do you think you'd have a chance to win if we dropped our weapons?" Shichqian raised his hammer high and stood tall, the light casting his elongated shadow seriously on the ground. "Hey, low-class god, but actually I do have a chance." Yu Damduke retorted, causing Shichqian to open, his eyes in confusion. Yu Damduke's lips curved slightly as if he had predicted this. "Don't be too surprised." He swung his mace quickly toward Shichqian, a sinister smile on his face. Shichqian was stunned in place. Only when Yu Damduke nearly struck him did he react. He angrily swung the hammer and spoke nonsense. The hammer slammed hard onto the floor, sending rocks and dirt flying everywhere. Yu Damduke sneered mockingly. "What are you looking at?" "That's just my afterimage." Suddenly, he appeared behind Shichqian and lifted his mace to strike down. Shichqian quickly reacted, swinging his hammer to block. Once again, Shichqian swung into empty air. Yu Damduke appeared below, ready to strike. Shichqian noticed Yu Damduke frowning. "Not bad." Yu Damduke smiled. "It's still too early to be surprised." As if everything hadn't truly begun, he swung the mace strongly toward Shichqian. The blonde-haired guy shouted, "Big brother, the guy with the black headband next to us is also surprised." Captain Yu Damduke was shocked when a clear shoe print appeared on his shoulder. Shichqian laughed proudly. "I told you it was nonsense." Yu Damduke was knocked far away. In moments, they were separated by a distance. Yu Damduke stood upright, confidently extending his mace forward. "That's the first time I've been kicked by someone wearing shoes. It hurts, but you're not bad either." Shichqian gripped his large hammer tightly. Talkative. Your fighting stance is a bit odd." He smiled. "It would be better if you knew your own strength." "Little swordsman." Yu Damduke was surprised. "You can tell just by looking at my stance." He glanced at him. "Even my underlings know I've never seen anyone wield a weapon as skillfully as you." In Shichqian's eyes, Yu Damduke stood in a deep red shadow, a faint but dignified figure with a terrifying gaze. "Your sword aura is no joke. Even I got goosebumps." Shichqian was excited, tearing part of his torn shirt. "How long has it been since my heart raced like this? Who would have thought I'd meet an equal, maybe even stronger, right here?" The two underlings stood silent, unable to believe the truth before their eyes. The blonde-haired guy was shocked, unable to believe. The black headband guy added, "That bastard is as strong as Big Brother." Yu Damduke's eyes widened suddenly. Shichqian spoke. "I sincerely apologize for calling you a low-class god and underestimating you." His tone became solemn, showing respect for your strength. The torn piece of shirt was thrown to the ground, red light surrounding Shichqian. He held the hammer seriously. "I will give it my all." Yu Damduke showed no fear and beckoned, charging in. Shichqian charged quickly at Yu Damduke, hammer in hand. Dust and smoke billowed up behind his feet. He stood still, raising his mace in a ready stance. Shichqian swung his hammer high, aiming down at Yu Damduke. He showed no change in expression, gripping the mace tightly, waiting for the strike. The weapons clashed, producing a loud sound. Shichqian grimaced and gritted his teeth. Yu Damduke calmly and firmly blocked. He tilted his mace to deflect Shichqian's hammer, then leapt upward, his sharp eyes spinning as he struck down on Shichqian's shoulder. He was stunned for a moment, then quickly counterattacked, raising his hammer toward Yu Dam-duk. The weapons clashed again, the two facing off, eyes sparking with fire, grinning excitedly. The short people watching the fight cheered loudly. "Is this a battle between the strongest?" The blonde, bearded man's eyes widened. "My heart is pounding wildly." The black-haired band leader opened his mouth in awe. It's like the two others are speaking in unison. The tense battle sent sparks flying everywhere. Yu Dam-duk and Shich Queen gripped their weapons tightly. Shich Queen's eyes widened, the sound of the forge, the intense gaze, the air vibrating. The blonde, bearded man's eyes filled with tears, the iron hammer striking the iron bar, producing sparks, and the familiar sounds of a forge. Fire coiled the flame from his hammer. Yu Dam-duk shouted, surrounded by flames, as if igniting the soul within us. Shich Queen's two underlings took turns exclaiming. Shich Queen smiled with satisfaction like the soul of a blacksmith. Yu Dam-duk's words echoed in Shich Queen's mind. A person who wants to destroy everything out of jealousy toward those more talented than him is truly garbage, deeply rooted in character. I couldn't refute it because accepting my own shortcomings is always easier than blaming others' talents. On the day I received the invitation from Hephaestus, he excitedly pushed open the door. "This is the forge where you will work." Standing before Hephaestus were the black-haired band leader. Beside him was Shich Quien, and next to him the blonde-bearded man. The three's eyes were full of amazement and joy. The deep emotions and great ambitions we, the frogs at the bottom of the well, could only sometimes experience when touching the outside world. Shich Quien, with a canvas bag on his back, eyes full of admiration for the gem-inlaid sword placed on red cloth. It only made us more aware of our own shortcomings. Shich Quien was in pain, tears streaming as he wiped the ordinary swords scattered in the dark space. Truly a tragic story, everything that happened after leaving that place. Fragmented images, his wrongdoings, slowly flooded back, all a waste of time. The end of the flashback was also when the hammer in Shich Quien's hand was knocked away by Yu Dam-duk, falling to the ground. He regretted it, tears rolling down. "Is this really entirely my failure?" Shich Quien stood still, smiling with satisfaction, closing his eyes, waiting for Yu Dam-duk's mace strike. A dazzling golden light shone before Shich Quien, as if ready to swallow him whole. A large hand gently stopped the mace. The blacksmith god Hephaestus appeared between them, his hand blocking Yu Dam-duk's mace as it rushed toward Shich Quien's face. He shouted, "Stop immediately!" Yu Dam-duk looked up in surprise at Hephaestus and questioned, "I haven't been gone long, and everything's already in chaos." Shich Quien also fell silent, sweat beginning to drip down his face. Hephaestus continued, "I thought I had gone to the wrong place." Hephaestus glared at the two, his voice stern. "I really want to hear your report about what's going on here." After the fight, the scattered debris around made the scene truly pitiful. He continued to criticize, "I know you fought, but look at the mess you caused." Hephaestus rubbed his chin, then lowered his voice seriously. "That's enough." Now he looked towards the silver bars scattered on the ground, demanding an explanation about that mess. The enormous pressure from Hephaestus looking down made Shich Quien break out in a cold sweat. With that same threatening voice, he asked, "Let me hear what happened." Shich Quien had completely collapsed by now, ready to accept any punishment. To protect the other dwarves from punishment, he quickly knelt before the forge god and took all the blame upon himself, saying he had caused it. "My tribe has nothing to do with this." That sudden act surprised the dwarves because it was different from what they had planned. Everyone shouted, and the dwarf leader, the smith god Hephaestus, also felt something was off. He frowned and glared, asking again, "Caused it yourself?" "Then may I know the reason Shich Quien was OVT? I understand I might be punished for this wrong decision of mine. However, your tribe's people are not at fault except for trusting a useless leader." He thought back to the image of the tribe members looking at him like a beacon of truth. When Shich Quien was about to confess, I was preparing to seize the forge. Before he could finish, Dam-duk stepped forward to stop him. He gently patted Shich Quien's shoulder and took all the blame upon himself. "Ah, about that." Dam-duk stepped forward, scratching his head shyly as he walked. His whole presence radiated main character aura. I asked him to do that. "Ha ha, sorry for this mess." This action left the kneeling Shich Quien utterly stunned, his mouth unable to close. It turns out there are still good people in the world, but he still muttered contemptuously, "What is this low-level god talking about?" Dam-duk didn't bother with the people behind him. He continued, "The dwarf leader was just following my orders." This excuse shocked the smith god immensely. He sneered in disdain and asked, "You, even though I trusted you to guard the forge, give me an explanation." His authority made Damduk tense. Ha ha. Well, with the main character's superpower, where did Damduk pull out the sparkling necklace? Then he negotiated, "Please take a look at this first." The Smith god was also surprised when he saw it and recognized it. Then Damduk handed the necklace back, restoring his excited mood. "You found it." Damduk stayed calm. "I remember you said you lost it." Seeing this, Jik Qian panicked. "That's definitely the necklace I gave to the guards." The more OVT he was, the more mentally distressed he became. If that guy said he found the necklace on them, then not only he would be punished. The Smith god's questioning voice continued. "But where did you find it?" "I searched everywhere but couldn't find it." He awkwardly explained, "Hick." Before finishing, the leader Jik Qian had already decided it was over. Who would have thought he would answer that Jik Qian helped him search for it? Because the monitoring work gave me quite a bit of free time, I asked him to check all the items in the storage. He is quite small, so after searching every corner, he found it. The answer left everyone who heard it stunned and dumbfounded. Damduk kept a casual tone and looked back at the still kneeling man, asking, "Is that right?" Jik Qian was still flustered. On this matter, the forge god Hep-Hetes also had some doubts and calculations. His attitude made the atmosphere tense and suffocating. Suddenly, Hess laughed loudly to ease the mood. "Ha, anyway, you helped me watch the forge and even found the necklace. I can't ask for more." Feeling a bit relieved, Damduk breathed out, "I'm very glad." The Smith god, Gen HP Hez, stepped forward and lightly touched his shoulder. His voice was full of joy. "Damduk, you are a good guy." Hep-Het Hess kept his bright smile and encouraged him. "Now I understand why Tho likes you." Receiving the compliment, he was shy. "Thank you, sir." Then he turned back to Jik Qian and the hammer. His impulsive action surprised Jik Qian, who looked at it. Who would have thought Hess would continue to praise Jik Qian? "I was worried you all would lose motivation and neglect your work as blacksmiths, but apparently that's no longer necessary." Then the god raised the hammer high, its radiant glow shining like stars. The god continued the introduction. The sound of it striking the Heck Queen hammer echoed all the way to the peak of Olympus, yet it didn't have a single scratch. Hep-Het Hess handed the hammer back to Jik Qian. The god firmly stated it still was not, it had become so. The god's majesty caused Jik Qian to be surprised again and again. His emotions fell like a tower in freefall. The god's words made him remember a weapon even more powerful than before. As if touched on an emotional nerve, tears streamed from Jik Qian's eyes. His sparkling eyes looked toward HP Hez, hearing the offer. "I look forward to your hammer's work continuing together." Moved, Jik Qian said, "Yes, sir." Then the god turned toward Damduk, radiant light shining forth, as well as the mountain god. His voice rang out, making him a bit shy. "Yes." From the swirling forge, he smiled brightly and said, "Indeed, I was right to trust you with the task. Not only did you manage well, but you also helped me find the transmission cord." Then from the teleportation gate, Hep Hess took out a mysterious box as a blessing reward. "Here, take this." The god introduced while putting his arm around Damduk like brothers. "You just keep doing well. Because your work exceeded my expectations, take this gift as a token of my gratitude." Damduk saw the gift before him and started drooling. His eyes sparkled as he looked at the gift. Inside, he was quietly happy. "This is crazy. This reward for Damduk is just like the one received for completing an SS-ranked mission. I thought I'd only get paid with a hammer. But what is this?" Excitedly, he quickly grabbed the gift before it could be taken back. He eagerly responded, "It would be rude to refuse." He smiled with his mouth wide open and said, "So I will gladly accept it. Thank you very much." But as he opened the box, the smile on his face quickly vanished. Now he realized what was inside the box, wasn't it? Just a small monster. Seeing his slight disappointment, the blacksmith god hurried to explain, "You fool, look again." Damduk still looked sad as he stared at the gift. "It's a fox cub. It's cute, but you gave me a pet, which is a bit..." HP Hez then hugged the white fox. The god's smile was a bit disdainful as he looked at him. "So you don't want it?" Then the blacksmith god whispered some ancient runes to the fox. That made the fox understand. It immediately transformed into a shimmering silver sword full of power. While Damduk was still unclear on the situation, the blacksmith god sighed regretfully. "What a pity. Why wouldn't you want something like this?" Duke, still puzzled, hesitantly, asked, "It can transform into a sword?" Hep-Hetes grinned slyly. His eyes narrowed mischievously. He answered, "Not just a sword." You know, the god continued explaining the fox's uses. Whether sword, scythe, or spear, this is the essence of weaponry. It can transform into any weapon in the universe as long as it's the same size as this little guy. In other words, this little guy is as precious as the goddess's treasure. After the transformation and weapon introduction, the fox turned back into Hess's arm. The blacksmith god then showed a mocking smile. Along with the fox, they both laughed arrogantly. It's so amazing, yet what a shame. Without wasting more words, the blacksmith god turned his back and left. The fox even waved goodbye to him. Since you don't need it, I can't force you. I'll give it to the dwarves then. Having realized the fox's value, Damn Duke quickly changed his attitude like flipping a rice paper. He immediately approached the blacksmith god, speaking flatteringly. How could I refuse a gift from the god? Meanwhile, Hephaestus already knew the outcome. He wasn't very surprised. Didn't you say you didn't want it? Have you changed your mind? Damn Duke now started racking his brain to come up with a new excuse. No, I only refused once out of courtesy, Thungai, saying that he quickly knelt down and rubbed the fox's head to win its favor. I will take good care of it. He gently held the fox in his hands, gazing at it. Hey, so beautiful. The more he looked at this white fox, the more enchanted he felt, because you are white and very soft. All right, from today on, I will call you Snow White. The fox seemed very pleased and joyfully licked his face. Ha, you like it, don't you? Suddenly, the forge god reached out his arm. He cast a spell on the fox. O treasure of the moon goddess Selene, I transfer ownership of Moon Fox to you. Immediately after the incantation, Damn Duke saw the fox return to him. He asked the forge god, did it succeed? The god happily replied, of course. Now it belongs to you, and I will give you the concoction I kept in the warehouse. Finished. The forge. God smiled brightly and said goodbye to him. I have other matters to attend to, so farewell here. The god carefully reminded, be careful on your way back. Meanwhile, Damn Duke smiled happily. Thank you for your concern. A little later, after gathering the things he liked, the forge god opened the gate for Damn Duke to return. Suddenly, Shich stepped forward and called out to him. Good thing you haven't left yet. Long filled with worry, he wanted an explanation. Why did you help us? You also know we plan to eliminate you. If you got in our way, you would clearly be used once and discarded. So why? He ignored those complaints. He replied, I know right. As he spoke, he recalled the past. I see the resemblance between us. My former self and you all. The answer was enough to surprise Shich Queen as well. Similar, that's the main reason. Damn Duke didn't linger long. He walked toward the gate. If there's anything you want, rest assured I won't ask for anything. He still lingered a bit, turning back to look at Shich Queen. After all, don't we live by helping each other? His words became more profound, like life lessons. And if it were Lord Hez, he might have noticed from the start, but chose to overlook it. Finishing his words, he also stepped through the teleportation gate. So goodbye, I'm off. At that moment, old Jich Quien kept remembering the name Yu Dam Duke. He was gone. The old man quickly bowed respectfully on behalf of the entire tribe. I thank you. Although the stain on our clan's name cannot be erased, I hope one day I can wipe it away by returning this favor. Once again, sincere thanks to you. Then, under the forge god's guidance, they happily returned to work with full enthusiasm. Now we will work through the night, don't stop hammering to keep the heat up. Scene shifts to the bustling streets on Earth where skyscrapers shine with sparkling lights. Damn Duke was dragging a heavy sack. Now the place he stopped by was the Hunter's General Store. He excitedly exclaimed, let's make some money. The man's name was JB, 37 years old. Since youth, he had worked in this field as a hunter manager. An image appeared of a man in a stylish suit holding a glass of red wine. He stood by the window gazing at the stars, and just last week he became the CEO of the largest hunter's store in the country. His face showed great satisfaction as he drank. In a joyful mood, JBN muttered, since gaining the top position in the country, he should leave his past behind and start living elegantly like other nobles. He always adjusts his outfit. His tie is crooked now. He can't let himself appear untidy in front of others. His disdainful expression accompanied the thought. They say a person's status shapes their character, and with the position he holds now, he should be treated with the utmost elegance. Around him echoed the sounds, sorry, apologies. But reality at this moment was far from that. Someone called him, making JB in even more furious. Why, here in the sacred place I established, it turned out to be Damn Duke in a miserable state. After returning from work, he carried a pile of stuff on his shoulders along with Snow White the fox. "I came to sell some stuff." Glancing at his appearance, JB judged that a beggar like him dared to step in here. The more JB looked, the more he questioned whether this beggar was really a hunter. His pet was tiny and he didn't have a single piece of armor on him. After observing the customer for a while, JB sneered, "I know what's going on here. This happens quite often. A bunch of fools deluding themselves into thinking they're hunters picking up scraps from an empty dungeon to sell." However, that was just his inner thought because he still had to entertain this customer. "Yes, welcome to the hunter's office. I will guide you. Please follow this way." JB led the way, introducing as he walked, "This is the item appraisal center." Upon reaching the corner, JB sighed as if his task was done. He pointed disdainfully toward the appraiser. "Here, you can give whatever you found to him for inspection." After saying that, the old man smiled happily. "Now I will appraise the items you brought." The sack that Damn Duke carried was finally opened. As soon as he held the old weapon, the old man anxiously stammered to him, "Where did you get these things?" As if foreseeing the situation, he calmly replied, "I got some random items from someone I know." From afar, Director JB overheard and was a bit surprised, but it matched his assumptions. JB shouted, "I knew it! Random items! Who would dare bring such cheap, filthy things into the hunter's shop?" His harsh voice made Damn Duke uncomfortable, so he covered his ears. Then JB turned to the appraiser. "Sir, surely he only brought strange items, right? Tell me." But contrary to that, the appraiser firmly answered, "I have been doing this for 40 years, and you are the first person to call these random items. Because all of these are high-quality 4-star equipment, a bunch of items glowing with a dazzling aura laid out on the table." Hearing this, JB was stunned for 5 seconds, unable to believe his ears. It was absurd. JB looked at Damn Duke with caution. His gaze had changed. How could someone like him get his hands on such high-end items? Could he really be some big shot? Then where is he from? I've heard of people who are humble but actually filthy rich. After a moment of thought, JB flipped his expression like flipping a pancake. He switched to a flattering tone. "Sir, let me lead you to the VIP room." He even respectfully bowed and begged, moving to the room reserved for VIP customers. Here the old man suggested, "First, I will give you a price. If you sell all these items, you will receive about 3 billion G. Damn Duke was treated like an emperor at this moment, but he remained calm. "Haha, really 300 million G!" But he quickly sensed something was off. He paused to ponder. At this moment, Damn Duke realized and was shocked to the core by 3 billion. He even had to cover his mouth with his hand to keep from making a sound. A pile of equipment that blacksmith Hep Hees called failed products was worth 3 billion pags. His reaction confused Ba Tuit Duong Spin, standing nearby as well. While he trembled thinking about the money enough to live the rest of his life, the old man, unaware, continued. "And that's just the product quality. It also depends on the number of buyers and sellers. You could even get double from that." Listening to this, JB still had a puzzled look. He stared at him, calculating high-quality items and buyers who could set any price they wanted because there was not enough supply right before his eyes. The more he thought, the more determined JB became. He clenched his fist in resolve. Even if he had to play the role of a flatterer, he would definitely secure the right to sell those items at any price. After an internal struggle, JB stood up, smiling with a sweet voice. "Amazing, dear customer, if you intend to sell these..." But before he could finish, he was interrupted. Damn Duke spoke up. This made JB stunned and frozen, unable to close his mouth. "What?" Damn Duke regained his authority, eyes half closed, affirming, "I will sell all of it." Hearing this made JB secretly delighted, dancing with joy. An angel, he is the angel sent to the mortal world. With this, my promotion path could go even further. Suddenly, once again, Damn Duke made him freeze because he said, "But I don't intend to sell here. I have never seen anyone guide customers while keeping their hands in their pockets." Contrary to the initial introduction, there was now a difference. His name is JBN, 37 years old, former director of the Hunter's Office. He was the first person to lose the top position within 1 week of taking office. After a while, Damn Duke went to another store to sell his items. The staff respectfully bowed to him, thanking Thuong Nhai. "Open the notebook." Damn Duke looked at the numbers showing the money he just received, his hands trembling. In his heart, he hoped this was not a dream. As he walked, he was moved to tears because the amount in his account was so large he couldn't even count all the digits. He thought to himself, now that I have money in my account, how many digits are behind it? But then he carefully reconsidered. Even the people here seemed surprised by him, though not as surprised as the hunters from the guild. Could it be because I'm dressed so sloppily? If so, that makes sense, since I've been struggling everywhere all day today. At that moment, his attention was caught by a clothing store glittering with lights from inside the window. Duke smiled happily, thinking to himself, good, since I've earned so much money, I'll reward myself with a gift for working hard, and tomorrow I'll go straight to my mother looking like a good son. The scene shifts to the next day outside his mother's hospital room number 331. Inside the room, his mother called his name in surprise. Son, it's been a long time since you visited me, making me a little worried and a bit thin. It's been a while since you came, hasn't it? But this time you came with gifts which startled her. What's with all these gifts you brought for me? At that moment, the auntie patient nearby came over holding the TV remote and said, oh dear, sometimes you have to watch TV to keep up with the news. The news broadcast said, you damn Duke who swept through the dungeon maze is rated by experts as having top talent in this country. However, he is currently not affiliated with any guild. The auntie patient next to her continued praising, everyone is going crazy over your son. He's really becoming famous. The auntie kept admiring Duke's talent. According to reporters, Duke swept the dungeon with his own talent. When receiving the praise, Duke shyly scratched his head and smiled lightly, replying, ha ha! I didn't even complete the dungeon alone. The auntie patient took the chance to ask, ah, such a humble boy, can I have your autograph before you leave? Lying in her hospital bed hearing this surprised his mother. An autograph. My son is talented, she stammered, unable to close her mouth. Seeing his mother so surprised, Duke awkwardly explained, I only recently realized my talent. In his thoughts, he also quietly acknowledged it wasn't everything. He looked at his mother gently and explained, this all happened so suddenly, so I don't really know what happened. Before he could finish, suddenly, his mother leaned down onto the table, causing him to panic and shout, Mom! Fortunately, she was just trying to hide her emotions. His mother was truly happy. Tears of happiness streamed down her cheeks. This action made Duke confused, not understanding what was happening to his mother. Mom, why are you crying? The auntie patient next to her still sobbed, covering her face. How wonderful it is! Duke then realized his mother had always blamed herself because he had no talent at all. The TV continued reporting, we return with new news about the dungeon reporter surrounding Hunter Duke. Everyone is very curious about this new hunter because of the rumors. Who is he? The old man replied cautiously without hesitation. I can't give details, but he's the best hunter I know. Of course he's extremely strong as a swordsman, but he's also incredibly agile. And without him, we probably wouldn't have finished that dungeon by now. While his mother listened to the news, she was surprised and wanted to confirm, oh my God, is he talking about you? Duke stood nearby, shielding his eyes with his hand. He was very embarrassed by the praise, Mr. Duke, that's a bit much. But immediately he started thinking, no, this could be an opportunity. He sank into thought. The more famous I become, the more divine power I get, and then I can take on more part-time jobs. I've already chosen some pretty good part-time jobs. The system continuously showed notifications of divine power increasing based on reputation. Job recruitment. Eliminate lost souls on Eden Hill. Divine power required 100,000. The recruiter promised a reward of a golden apple. The golden apple symbolizes the immortality of the gods, especially as a reward for work on Eden Hill. That apple could... The image appeared of a golden apple glowing with vibrant colors. Duke stood watching his mother, who was joyfully proud, and he quietly thought it might even cure his mother's cancer. Suddenly on TV, the host announced breaking news. A portal has just opened in Jin City at Gwangjido. Everyone has been immediately notified to evacuate at this moment. The screen showed a time rift with thick black smoke swirling around it. Seeing this, Bai Tiet, who was usually proud, now frightened, looked for a place to hide. The mother standing beside saw Bai Tiet snuggling into his shirt and asked in surprise, "Oh my, isn't that your scarf?" Seeing Chao Trang trembling, she worriedly asked, "What's wrong, Bai Tiet?" He instinctively touched his ear, and the black energy affected him so that Damn Duke's eyes could see strange scenes among the galaxies outside Earth's atmosphere. That haunting image made him confused and doubtful. He held his head, wondering, "What is that?" The news continued. The association has requested help from some guilds because this portal is different from previous dungeons. It doesn't allow anyone in, but only lets monsters rush out. Watching this news, Damn Duke's headache worsened as he tried to reason about the hallucination he just witnessed. The broadcast ended, and he quickly left, saying, "Bye, Mom, I have to go." "Goodbye, son." His mother was reluctant to let him go. "Are you really leaving now? Why not stay a little longer?" But she was stopped by a friend, probably because he was very busy. "I told her that he's famous already." At the portal, countless killer monsters rushed out, cold-bloodedly attacking the civilians. The hunters were preparing to fight. The captain shouted loudly, "This is the third wave, everyone get ready, bring the wounded to the back quickly." Then on the cliff above, a figure appeared, none other than Damn Duke, with Bai Tuyet. Their arrival signaled the start of a new battle. Looking down from above, he gently realized this was where the portal was. Below, countless soldiers were struggling to fight the bloodthirsty monsters. Damn Duke's eyes burned with determination, with the white fox Bai Tuyet on his shoulder, both charging into battle fiercely. "Let's go." A long-nosed monster was stabbed in the chest by a sword, fresh blood still flowing. It lay unconscious, unsure if it was dead or not. A soldier sheathed his sword and turned to ask his comrades behind, "This is the third wave, right?" The commander did nothing but gestured and kept instructing, "Everyone take a short break before the next wave hits. Reporters are here, so remember to behave properly." A low-ranking soldier was confused when he heard falling rocks looking up. Damn Duke's silhouette reflected in his eyes, but he couldn't clearly see his face. "What's that? Is that a human?" He noticed something unusual and ran back hastily to report. "Sir." The captain angrily grabbed his collar and questioned, "Who allowed you to leave the formation? Didn't you hear the announcement that reporters are here? Fool." Although scared of being scolded, he still pointed shakily toward where he just ran, stammering, "But sir, look up there, up there." The captain followed the direction of his finger, furrowed his brow, confused, and asked, "What is that?" "You're posing cool looking at them talking over there." The low-ranking soldier, when asked, gave his guess, "I think that's a civilian." The captain stood stunned, frozen for a few seconds. "Oh, a civilian in the restricted area." He scratched his head and replied, "Yes, sir." Suddenly angry, he grabbed the other's chin tightly, gritting his teeth and glaring. "Then what the hell are you doing here?" The other immediately pointed and shouted orders, "Go catch him and bring him here." He hurriedly ran off, replying, "Yes, sir." Nearby reporters saw this scene. A man curiously asked, "What's going on?" The woman next to him, who had been observing, replied, "It seems a civilian has gotten lost here." The commander was stunned that the reporters had quickly caught the information. The reporter turned and covered his mouth with his hand, whispering to the girl next to him, "But I heard the team leader this time is quite capable." The girl reporter took out a notebook and casually replied, "Yeah, yet he still can't control civilians from entering the restricted area." He voiced his suspicion, or did he sneak up there through the back door? The girl agreed, smiling excitedly. "I think that will make an interesting article." The commander's face darkened with anger. He immediately stormed off, ignoring the hat thrown aside, clicking his tongue. "Useless bastards!" He ran behind the mountain, grumbling irritably. "My teammates get to enter the dungeon while I alone was caught here. That's crazy enough. I better get promoted soon." He activated speed style, gaining momentum to run up the mountain peak. His destination was exactly where you were standing. You gasped at the scene, saying, "Oh." He was already out of breath when he reached the peak. One hand on his hip, the other rubbing his spiky hair, complaining, "Damn it, why does everything have to fall on me?" After regaining his breath, he turned to you with a questioning look. "That's enough. Don't you know this is a restricted area?" He ordered, "Get out now, you can go somewhere else to film videos for YouTube." He watched your stunned expression, silent and speechless, smiling smugly inside. "Look at this bastard, he's frozen after seeing a real 3-star hunter. Look at how terrified he is." He started babbling nonstop again. "I get that you're scared standing in front of a 3-star hunter, but it's fine if you want an autograph or an interview, I can help you." You were exasperated by his overconfidence, rejecting everything he said. "I have business here, so give me some time." You ignored him and turned to talk to White Snow, asking, "He's famous, huh?" He was the first to be looked down on by you like this, angrily grabbing your hand to pull you back. "Hey, did you just ignore me?" He pulled your hand, refusing to let you go. Annoyed, you turned to ask, "What's wrong with you?" He cursed you silently. "Is this bastard messing with me?" He looked up to the sky, covering his face with his hand, laughing bitterly and blaming the heavens. "Now even some nobody dares to look down on me, relying on the weak pet at their side. You must be an unknown hunter trying to get famous. But you should know your place if you don't. I won't hesitate to teach you a lesson." White Snow on your shoulder couldn't stand it, grinding her teeth, wanting to immediately rush forward and scratch his face to pieces. As soon as he finished speaking, he immediately raised his fist to strike you, but you just tilted your body to easily dodge, skillfully, then smoothly raised your leg to trip him, causing him to lose balance and fall forward. Poor guy, right in front of him was a cliff. He screamed in fear, almost falling immediately. At that moment, you casually grabbed his hand back. The two of you held on to each other's hands. You quickly apologized. "Are you okay? Sorry, I didn't mean to." However, should a 3-star hunter throw punches so recklessly, he was quite surprised by your answer. His face changing from dark to pale, angrily cursing. "Bastard, you just got lucky. Do you know who I am, you bastard?" You used your power to easily pull him up, leaving him stunned for a few seconds. You turned around, raising both hands in surrender. "Wait, it's fine if you want to keep fighting me, but is this okay with you? I think people are watching." Below, everyone was noisily discussing. "Why so noisy?" A reporter's voice rang out. "Are they fighting up there? Get a close-up shot." He had endured humiliation after humiliation until now. His gaze was sharp as a knife, gritting his teeth and shouting, "Bastard, you did it on purpose!" The reporter standing below looked up, puzzled. Hey, the reporter filming beside you recognized you and said, "Yes, that's him." The one who conquered the labyrinth dungeon with the multi-objective Monster Hunter Guild. The one who conquered the maze dungeon with the Monster Hunter Association Udamuk. Recently, he suddenly became famous. He was shocked when he heard the conversation from below, sweating cold. What that bastard is Udamuk, the best hunter even Nam Gung Dok has to acknowledge. Standing high above, hands in his pockets, he smirked, "We've caught their attention." Then he waved at the screaming reporters. "Hey, reporters, get a good shot because you're about to get some good news." After speaking, he put his hands back in his pockets, turned to him with a cold tone. "By the way, what did you say just now? Some nobody looking down on you telling me to teach you a lesson with a beating." He was named, panicked, and crouched down, no longer arrogant like before, stammering incoherently. "I mean," you emphasized each word wide-eyed, watching how a nobody could make him sweat nervously. The reporters were still observing the situation above, while he still hadn't processed what you just said. "Wait, what do you mean?" You didn't answer, but jumped down the cliff with Bok Tuyet, surprising everyone. The place you headed toward was a gate that not just anyone could enter. You just lightly touched the gate and it opened. People below were covered in dust and smoke, raising their hands to cover their noses, coughing harshly. The female reporter exclaimed in surprise, "What is that?" He was also astonished at your action, watching closely, without missing a detail. The gate, this phenomenon started appearing 10 years ago, unlike dungeons, which only hosted weak monsters. And after a while it would disappear on its own, so it was handled as simply as a traffic accident. Some scholars emphasized the danger of these gates. People usually ignored them because humans couldn't pass through the gates. People were buzzing, "Did he just go through the gate?" The gate was confirming information, checking status. The result was the lowest divine rank you may enter this world. The system also warned you, you are entering the other world. The eye of the abyss is watching you. The other world gradually appeared before your eyes, the scenery of hills and mountains, quite bleak. I was right, this really is the gate from Han Bang's memory, so that means a god can enter, right? Many questions still remain unanswered. You fell into thought. Why don't they allow humans to enter the gate like the dungeon? He said the dungeon was created to test humanity. You recalled what Godtho once said, "Your job is to build challenges that humans can overcome." You began exploring this place first, looking around. Suddenly, you bumped into a red fence blocking your way inside. You were startled, confused about what was happening. "What's this?" You reached out and touched it again. A warning appeared. "You lack divine power, you cannot enter. The eye of the abyss is watching you." You froze, kicked the fence, the warning sounded again. You lack divine power you cannot enter. The eye of the abyss is watching you. You still refused to give up and charged into the fence. The warning rang out loudly. You lack divine power you cannot enter. The eye of the abyss it is watching you. Over and over you slammed into it. The warning kept sounding. You lack divine power you cannot enter. The eye of the abyss is watching you. You shouted in frustration. Damn divine power, how am I supposed to get out without it? After smashing around, you lay down on the ground, throwing a tantrum. After a while of causing trouble with no effect, you sat cross-legged, arms crossed, looking defiant, angrily, analyzing. All right, looks like I have no other choice. You stood up quickly. Then your goal was clear. Your face was sly as you instructed Bak Tuyet, stay close. Bak Tuyet, you turned toward a nearby dark cave. I saw this place when I arrived, but I wasn't ready to go in yet. You looked into the pitch-black cave with its uneven path and made your decision. Well, then let's go meet them, the owners of this gate. You kept walking, but still hadn't found the end, exhausted, panting heavily. The sounds of monsters howled intermittently. Some time past, you had defeated many low-level monsters, but still hadn't encountered their boss, venting anger on the defeated monster lying motionless on the rock. Where did so many of you even come from? He was frustrated with this endless wandering, thinking he could quickly take them out if he killed the boss like in other dungeons. But he didn't even have a single lead. Something was different from the dungeon. Maybe the monsters there were programmed to fight like machines. But these ones seemed to have their own consciousness. He spotted a monster still alive, running desperately to escape. He had to admit pretty fast. He touched the nearby stone wall. His divine power would definitely increase once he got through the gate. If that's the case, he had to hold on to it. While he was distracted, a giant monster suddenly appeared right behind him without warning. By the time he realized it, it had already launched an attack. He quickly dodged just in time. A loud explosion rang out. Bang! He stood firm, observing the newly appeared boss, praising, "Not bad, so here you are, the gatekeeper boss." The monster fumed angrily, its massive body 3 or 4 times the size of a normal person holding a sword hundreds of meters long. He noticed its face was drooling eyes showing only the whites. Wait, it looks a bit... It suddenly charged at him without a word. It's here, but it's taking forever to get to him. Mouth wide open in shock, so slow. His excited expression suddenly fell. So disappointing. Are you really a boss? You carry the title of boss, but aren't cautious at all. While he was rambling to himself, it swung its blade straight at him. He easily blocked the sword with his foot, snapping it in half. It raised the half-sword in its hand and scratched its head, confused about what just happened. He summoned Snow White to transform into a sword and lightly slashed across its chest, leaving it stunned and unable to react. It was so slow it didn't even understand why it died, collapsing onto the ground.